Are we bleep? We're starting to record.
Oh, sorry.
Hey. Cut. We're starting from here. Yes, man,
They get so angry when they carve the nails, bro.
Please start.
Okay.
Start here.
Okay.
Buka got your phone. Buka, just start here. Go to say phone.
No, anything cancel the alarm. Fit. Here, no problem. Fit. Here, all right.
What's the record? This up, Plum.
It's a big guy.
Sabby, how are you, my brother?
I'm good, guys. I'm good. I thought Mira was about Sekishi now.
Oh, you want to be cooking it up in the kitchen?
Bro, like I'm so used to watching it in the kitchen.
It is boiling hot in the kitchen.
Oh, okay.
That's one.
Yeah.
Two, we want to do a live type of recording thing where we have Abantu in the mix.
Oh, nice.
And there's like mics set up for them to also chat so that it's more of interactive.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to play with the space.
Yeah.
Next month on the 27th
Nice.
of March.
You're doing a live.
We're doing a live audience. We want that Machita feel.
Nice.
We want that Machita feel. We tried it last week. We had Upra IKEA and we had like 3-4 people.
Yeah.
We're going to try again next week, have about 10 people, just like a dry run until we can get that sorted.
27 March.
27 March.
Yeah, 50 people.
Yeah.
So people will send like their details. Name, surname, your phone number.
Okay.
At like, what is it? Info at Travel Meetups.
27th.
Yeah. 27 March. It's going down.
27. I think I'm in Witbank or
It's a Friday.
Okay. I think I'm in Witbank. There's something I'm booked for there. It's a one-man show. What? I'm emceeing something.
Dope.
Charlie, how are you doing, brother?
I'm good.
Thank you
God's
so much.
been good. Finally, I'm here.
All the time.
I've been wanting to be here.
Bro, he's been trying to get me. He's been trying to get me to come through, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Busy.
Yeah. No, Jan is hectic. I told him last year. So Jan is usually hectic. It's school runs. It's a school tour that we do on the show.
Okay.
That's beautiful, by the way.
Yeah.
Can we unpack that a bit later?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So that just takes a whole lot of my time. I'm in and out of the province. I come back home. The kids need to settle at school.
Sure.
Also NAMI, there's certain things that I'm also working on. So Jan gets all over the place.
Sure.
And then I told him after the 12th of Feb, then we can definitely do this because things start settling in and then it takes off again in March because now it's back to contract negotiations with radio.
Sure.
Until the dust settles outside where you know where you stand and you can,
Oh, you do radio? You're on radio?
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yes, I do the
Is there
biggest
anything
breakfast show in the country. Oh, it's the only breakfast show that matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Facts only.
Oh, kushuthi ukule in SABC uyakhumbula kudala kwakhona labo what show was it?
Which one?
What was it? Breakfast yini lento ke SABC 2 liyakudala liyakhona lo mlungu nomuntu omnyama.
Which one?
Which one? Morning Live.
Morning Live. Was it Morning Live?
Oh,
Welcome to Metro FM with DJ Sabby.
Shout out to Vuyo. Sharp.
Sharp.
Yeah.
I get pressured endlini to listen to Sabelo all the time.
Ladies love me, bro. The
No
moms
one
love
loves
us.
you.
I swear.
Not
The
one
ladies
human
love
being.
you.
The moms love me. The ladies
No-
love me. The
no
kids
one.
love
What
me.
is it about you that they love?
I think I'm people resonate with me.
No, they don't.
There's no part of me that is fictitious. There's none of me that is fake.
Oh
what
my
you see
gosh.
is what you hear.
That
What
is
you
not
hear is
true.
what you experience. That's what people have always told me.
But why the ladies the most? Why?
No, man, like even when you play for the
to this.
ladies.
Listen to this.
You know, there's no
Listen
set
to
I've
these
ever
guys.
played and I'm trying to make Amachita happy.
Why?
No, the older you get, especially as a DJ, you realize that if the girls are dancing, the boys will buy the drinks. That's it.
Oh, so you're looking at it from a business perspective.
Exactly. Also, when you get to this position, you become part of the headliners, right?
Sure.
So when you're a headliner, you got to try and move as many bottles as possible. You know what I mean? So if the bottles are not moving, what's the point of having you there? Yeah.
What type of music do you play?
I'm hip hop, I'm Afro beats, I'm Kwaito.
Maskandi. No, mfethu ukhule phuzi ithukela lo. Ungavumi ekutshele ukuthi ah some Metro FM pressures. No. Ungadukuza. Where you from, Emandeni?
Emandeni.
Bro.
I'm from Emandeni.
Don't let the steez. Yabona nje bependa inzipho, elchase ama ring kanjena. So Zulu le traditional Zulu guy.
When it's time ukuthi kube njalo kuzoba njalo.
Sure.
You know, but you know.
Can you say White City?
No, mina ngwasethokoza.
Wasithokoza?
Ngasethokoza mina
wow.
eSundumbili. But umama kwahlala eMjondolo eDark City. So when she broke up with my dad in 97, so sahlala eDark City kancane. So yeah.
Snap. I think that's what we were speaking about offline. Ukuthi people know the brand.
Yeah. Sure.
DJ Sabby, you know, and it's huge and it's iconic and it's beautiful.
Oh, finally, thank you. Kanti uyazi. Yazonke lesikhathi uzakathakaza.
Pretender nyana.
No, I'm going to tell for my haters sikhona. From Babu Chepesi, from Kali group WhatsApp.
Haters on DJ Sabby.
I think that's what we were chatting about.
Yeah.
With Amachita. Sahlala saringa, we like each other, we flow, but we actually never know the story.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and when you get interviewed, it's the traditional, I'm KZN, from KZN, and I had to go and I studied, and I worked for YFM, and it becomes those stories. And Intwana who are sitting in Dlini, who are feeling stuck, Intwana who are feeling like they can't, they see you and they create this thing. Because you come across like Hilton boy type
Thanks.
of energy.
Thanks.
You come across like mom, dad had all the money, you know, mom was a surgeon, dad was a CA, and in like all of this just fell onto your lap,
Yeah.
you know, like that's the thinking that some people may have.
Sure.
And they don't know about your journey from how you grew up,
Yeah.
how you found yourself a fraheti, hostela, like those
Yeah,
things.
us.
Yeah.
Yabon?
Yeah.
And it's the same like with your story. Like all of a sudden, like I own tribal media house, I have this, I have that. But Intwana don't understand ukuthi, hey Baba, you come from dust.
Sure.
Yeah.
Ukuthi uzofike la. So actually that's very inspiring.
you did say that.
Outside of that, there's nothing else that I like about you.
But for me, I'm not going to lie. You know, growing up, when people used to call me a cheese boy dog, it would make me happy. Because I
You
always,
much about the Hilton with your thank you.
dog, it felt good. It felt good.
Sure.
Because yabona makhulele mjondolo.
Yeah.
People mawkhula futhi ekasi, I'm a cheese boy will always be dissed. But I always never understood the logic yokuthi uzongidisela ukuthi ekhaya basebenzile and bankai life grand. I was like, one day I also want to be called a cheese boy. And then all I started doing was saying, I'm a self-made cheese boy. That's what I'm working towards. So when I'm a cheese would be like, cheese boy.
Cheese,
Dog,
sure.
it would make me happy.
So born and raised Imandene.
Born and raised KZN. I say holistically KZN because born and so ngazaleli eThekwini. Then umbaba was working at Ladysmith.
Okay.
Sahlale Ladysmith emafletini for some time. Then umkhulu wa retire from Sabby. So my dad had to go take over the house emandeni. So sasuke Ladysmith.
How old were you then?
I was probably like 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So sasuka emafletini eLadysmith sayohlala emandeni because my dad had to take over le yandlu leya eSindumbile. So we moved there. We stayed pretty much most of my life.
Who's we?
It's me and my mom, no baba.
3 men.
Yeah, 3 men.
So you don't have siblings?
I do. So between umama and ubaba, I'm the only child.
Oh, okay.
But when
okay.
umama met ubaba, umama already had 2. So
Okay.
I got a sister and a brother.
Okay.
And then dad
Older
had
or
1.
younger?
Older than me.
Okay.
So I'm like the last born on both sides.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Okay.
But sometimes I feel like the old born, the first born. But yeah.
Why do you feel like that?
I just feel like there's so many responsibilities and so many things I had to do
Yeah.
that just always made me feel like I'm the firstborn.
Sure.
But my sister, when I was young, always used to say, because I had more time with my mom and my mom gave me more attention, there was that expectation with certain things I would do for my mom. And that's what I ended up doing. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, going back to the story, then, ngahlala emandeni, so thina amaholide besemakhaya eDlebe or benyendondwane, which is at Empangeni. So my life, most part of my life was just ikasi emakhaya. So in between. So on holidays,
It's crazy as
Yeah.
you're speaking about this, that how many people have no idea about the pictures that you're painting.
Yeah.
You know, because again, for a lot of people, when they think KZN, they think Durban,
Yes.
they just think, well, Coast, Yabona,
Yes.
swimming with dolphins. And the picture that I'm seeing, because I know Lady Smith very,
Yes.
very well.
Yeah.
You know, so makhuluma mafleti, no makhuluma ezakheni, no makhuluma like I get that whole
Picture,
landscape
yeah.
very, very well. So when
Yeah.
you're saying you grew up at that time, 91, 92,
Yes.
what that looked like.
Yes.
You
It
know,
was way different.
and then going back to,
Yeah.
back then, it's
then.
so crazy.
First time I saw a skyscraper building, I think Bengsetegwin, but it wasn't compared to what I saw in Joburg. I think Bengnan 910 Yetegwin.
Yeah.
Because Stenga also doesn't have a whole lot of skyscrapers. Like I'm a Piliti, got that one I'm a Piliti.
No.
Sure.
Yeah, but it's like maybe the tallest building also one is Stenga is 6'7". That's if you like it. Yeah. So
Azange ufunde Stenga High?
no, ngafunde ML. Ngafunde ML Sultan. Stenga. I feel like every time I remember my chance ukuthi ngiyofunde high, anything high, is when I moved to Mlotshwa when my mom had a stroke.
Okay.
So ngahamba ngahlala eFrayed, and at that time bengizwa amahemhem ukuthi ngizofunda eFrayed High.
Yeah.
I was excited with you finally ngizofunda high.
Yeah.
Because all my life being secondary. Secondary. And all this is a difference between secondary and high school.
Yeah.
We are easy from
Yeah,
the
yeah,
codes,
of course.
from the uniform.
Yeah.
Like, oh, finally I'm about to be that brute. My cheese dream is about to align. Mfana.
Yeah.
Is it like hlangananga?
Okay, comprehension.
Bangfake states, Fryhead comprehensive.
Unamanga, boy.
If I like
Bangfake state life.
Bangfake state, Fryhead secondary. You have what we call Fryhead secondary comprehensive.
Yo, guys,
What is the difference? I know fuck all.
But that's what I'm saying. Like the biggest problem that we have in South Africa is how we don't tell each other stories. Therefore, we don't understand. So when we think Western Cape, we think Cape Town, and it's limited because the person who's going to tell us the story, and for us, we have no idea. What does that look like? What does that sound like? When he says a state, hey,
Can you explain? Because Medanga's fuck on.
So Fryhead comprehensive was more of it's a great school, great idea behind it. It's where you exposed to I'm a career where you're required to work by hand.
more technical type
More
of
technical kind of schools. I'm a FET before I'm a FET.
Sure.
Woodwork, electrical engineering, like serious jobs.
Yeah.
That require you to work by hand. And all of those things and resources.
Is it a
were
high
available.
school?
It's a high school.
It's a high school. Okay.
It's a high school.
Which year is this?
This is 2006. Mange Fryhead.
Cool. Sure.
2006,
Grade
2007. Yeah, to my grade 11. Grade 11, grade 12.
Yeah.
Ngayenzela khona lapha, yeah.
Gee,
Which
and
was
you were not
totally
happy.
I wasn't happy.
Why?
So number one, my mom just had a stroke. The reason why I moved that side is because Mama she wasn't happy how I was seeing her. I was helping her heal, but she didn't like Utigimona in that state. So bakhuluma nabasekhaya bazongithatha ngahlala nabo eFrayhead. But radio is what I was doing and it was my escape. So as much as I was there for Mama, I was doing this narrowcasting thing, a LoveLife Radio Wise program, which was my escape. I could do this
LoveLife?
radio thing. Yeah, LoveLife.
My condom.
Yes.
Okay. What?
LoveLife for me, LoveLife changed my life. Every time I do interviews, I always say LoveLife was probably the best thing that ever happened to me.
Okay.
So to take it back a little bit, the year is 2004.
Sure.
Usem Zwane is the mayor, and he signs off this thing of LoveLife Y Center. To give you a perspective of Imandeni at the time, famous for crime, famous for HIV/AIDS. Nothing about Imandeni was great outside of Kwasapi. We had one of the biggest factories, which still exists, which produces paper for the Republic of South Africa. Uskumbe, which is Renken's, probably one of the most iconic spas from South Africa, and what he was able to achieve, insane, Uskumbe. And then when you look around, pollution, the smell, the colors of the houses, zonke ziyafana. The brightest color you'll see was peach, like most of izinto zaselokishini, or white, but ama white are very rare unless you go to Dan City or you go to Ekwatas, which is like the burbs of Imandeni.
Okay.
But now here's this institution that's built Ekas Imandeni. It's purple. That was a LoveLife Center. It came through with different codes of sports. It was basketball, it was volleyball, it was netball, it was all the codes of sports we're not exposed to Ekas. You know what I mean?
So it's a center.
It was a center.
Okay.
And what was great about the center, dog, it was offering everything totally different. So for us, it was an escape. Sesfundi basketball, because by that time we're exposed to the NBA, Sesasabo Iverson, Sesasabo Michael Jordan, but now we got room to actually do this thing. So for us,
you're 14 at the time.
I'm 14 at the time. Mind you, says that this sport is hlukile. Now we're part of something because it is key. Dubai. Some of us were not that great in soccer, so you felt like an
Penson,
outliner.
so.
Yeah, boy.
It's tough, man.
Mina ngiyakatsa mina boy.
Mina
ngidlula ibhola noma ngidlula wena.
Yeah.
Ngeke ngidlule noma bili.
Uyabonakala boyi-goalkeeper.
Ngivele ngithi, ngishaya nje ibhola.
Boyi-goalkeeper.
Let carry a man.
Manje boy.
So I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
Because when I think of LoveLife, I think of the whole HIV thing and whatnot.
Yeah.
Why did they build a center?
Bro, the initial idea of
Yes.
LoveLife was beyond the education around HIV, sexually transmitted infections, awareness of just sex education. LoveLife was also an institution that brought computer literacy for us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There was a CyberWise program. LoveLife came with motivational programs that gave us room to believe in something. At the time, Mulinda is dominating the radio with it's not over until God is over. More and more young people tap into that energy and became motivational speakers. He would come through and they pretty much... Ulinda Sabby.
Sure.
So they pretty much took that and made it a life skills program. That's what it was called. And then they had Imbinji, which you could sign up to be part of Imbinji. You'd get like a small incentive. I think maybe 800, 900 at the time. Yeah. That went a long way. Then you became part of a community. Big Namachipi, groundbreaker. Bro, it was an amazing space that took us out of all the wrong things we could have done. It was an amazing escape.
It was like after school, here's the
Yes.
center.
Which is
Exactly.
Oh,
okay,
I
cool.
think that is needed more now, more than ever.
Yeah, that is so
I want to
true.
ask a question.
Yeah.
You gravitated towards the radio offering that was there. You gravitated towards the basketball.
Not by choice.
I'm saying, my question, and we have this question all the time, Guti, why you versus ezinye intwana? Because there's so many kids that
From
actually,
a radio perspective, though.
Yeah.
from a radio perspective, just even from that center. Because the way you're speaking about it, like it was like that stepping stone. It was, but not everybody was there.
Yeah.
What is it about you that made you gravitate towards that space?
So for me, it was the basketball at first.
Okay.
I fell in love with basketball.
Okay.
I started seeing myself going far. Number one, Iverson is not the tallest person to play the sport of basketball. So you started feeling like, you know what? Here I am. I think I was once. It's possible. I'm a point guard. I can move. I'm quick. I'm a little bit chubby. If I lose weight, I could possibly become something.
AI 3.
You know what I mean?
When was it, man? Nenzani na lama event win when
So you start having that dream. Now, when that doesn't take off because you meet other guys who are greater, then you start exploring, how can I still be part of this community without leaving it? So I started doing commentary. Nice. So while the guys are playing basketball, now I'm doing commentary of the game. But now how I was doing commentary, I would get into their heads. So, for example, some guys were coming through with their layup needs. So one day, Futis Bia, who was the program manager of the Radio Wise program, was like, come through, do this thing on the radio. I'm like, why would I go into that room? It just doesn't make sense.
You 14 years old.
14 years old. He's like, come through, do that thing on the radio. For me, it just didn't make sense. You go into this room, you're talking on a microphone and supposedly entertain people. Mind you, radio every day in Lini, but the idea of how a radio station looks like is not top of mind.
Yeah.
So I come back from school, friend of mine is Sniggy, I tell her, hey, you won't believe if that dangzo audition, I'm going to audition on a Friday. What do you have to lose? So I go to the auditions. I remember it was 2:00 straight after school. It was Futi. There was Dibalicious, Diba 7, who was like a big deal at the time with radio. He was working with Ukozi. He was the guy. Shout out to Diva 7. And also, he's the guy who discovered Abo Maraza at the time. Maraza, we were from the same center. He came through from Estenga. And Maraza was like the biggest rapper in our community at the time. So there was just an amazing energy, like, at that time, so I went and I did this thing. Chigi, my name is on the list to go to, yo, come do this radio thing. And I remember, man, I jumped on. I started linking, started doing this thing. Then they got a 31-day broadcasting license, a special license from ICASA. That changed everything because now narrowcasting is literally, you see what we're doing now. If there's an audience, esibonala, whatever we are broadcasting, the output is going to be heard by those people. That's narrowcasting. That's the lowest level you can start with radio.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then you move to community level where you get your broadcasting license, community level. So we got that one for a 31-day broadcasting license, which I think was something special that ICASA should look into because it gave us young talent an opportunity to actually now beam in people's radios 50 kilometers far. So from Umuntu Semandeni, you can hear me as far as Wanongoma, you can hear me as Stenga, you can hear me ML Moti. Like me and Olinda, we competition. And for me, that was just
space,
everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Colleague.
Colleague.
In the same space.
Yeah. We're in the same space.
Yeah,
and that's what I was telling.
But you're 14.
I'm 14.
Yeah.
And this is what I always tell even the young ones who are doing it on community radio. Said, Mfana, you are an option next to me. That is a big deal. So we took it like that. We did Saturday and
Are
Sunday.
people picking up what you're saying? Because you saying this is the love.
Yes.
There were reasons why I couldn't grow in the space, but I pivoted next door.
Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
Because amachita maningi bafuna ukudlala i-disc alispani, and then they just sing bamba yabona i-GS4 or piece job or whatever, and not pivoting close because that's where you stuck. And then when an opportunity came, you didn't make the age an excuse.
No.
Because other people say they're either too old or too young.
Yeah.
You just jumped on that.
You keep moving. But also where I come from, I knew I don't want to work Wasapi. I knew I don't want to work as Tebe.
But you can make that paper, dog.
Eh?
No.
That was a good. Dog, I just knew, like, there's certain things you just knew were not for you. And this is where TV came in. Every time I'd watch Generations, I'd be like, ay, man, there's more to life. Labo maroga baphila kamnandi, dog. Nami ngifuna ukudla. Gcwala uvuke ekuseni kunokudla on the table.
Yeah.
Yindle media agency. You know what I mean? Abo Achimoroka. They always had these big meetings. Bro, I'm not going to lie. Generation also played a big role in exposing me to what else is out there to what I always know.
What I can the only one. There's a Generations Valley. It's one of the best things in television, like to ever happen in television.
Dog, it did
Because
so
it was
much
for
for
the
us.
first time you saw a black person live a white lifestyle.
Yeah.
Ever. It was for the first time on television.
I say with TV, the way we speak, because people are like, where did you pick up your accent from? Sure. And you're like, from DCC, Disney's Cartoon Cafe.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you.
Yo TV.
Yes, Yo TV.
That's where my accent comes from.
Exactly.
It doesn't come from the schools I went to.
Yes.
It doesn't come from my environment.
Yes.
It comes from Popeye.
Yeah. I said this in my last interview and people didn't believe me. They're like, where do you get this accent? I was like, Nkulena Mandia. My community is a lot of Indians. So my dialect or my enunciation was very tomato, 40, like, gladly, come on now. Hey.
It's a spicy brinjal.
Hey, come on. But this is how that's how I spoke the English language.
Yeah.
Sure.
And when I started talking to my sister, umzala, in Zulu, umzala sis, unozugo, she'd be like, if you want to do this radio thing, start listening to the guys on English radio. Because at the time, Basazang is Zulu. So when I tapped into East Coast, because it was the closest,
East Coast
radio. There's a guy by the name of Trevor Williams who used to do 6 to 9. Trevor freaking Williams. Trevor sounded white, but he didn't sound white, but he sounded like himself. At some point, I thought he was someone who's syndicating this radio thing because he just sounded like a totally different guy.
Yeah.
So when I realized that Trevor Williams was colored, I was like, it's in how he speaks.
Yeah.
And I would listen to him. I started taping his shows. I would listen to him. To him.
Started taping his shows.
Being a cassette player. So
Taping.
How old are you now?
I'm
What at that time?
36 this year.
No. At that time, sorry,
At that time, I'm 14.
14.
Now falling in love with this radio thing. So now I'm listening to Trevor Williams. And at the time, little Trevor Williams, I know what this station Bongani. Bongani was my neighbor.
Okay.
Metro. Jalek said Bongani Bega Volumyang or Crack of Dawn, Eddie Zondi. And these guys speak English differently. You know, Fat Joe. I remember, don't mess with Fat Joe. Don't mess with...
Because all the people around us were the management.
Yes.
Vehicle. Sure. Powell.
Yes.
That's what we
That
had.
was the English.
Yeah,
but now when you listen to Metro, you listen to East Coast, this is before Gagas. This is like, these are the two options you have as a guy in KZN if you want to listen to English radio in the highest level at the time.
Yeah.
These guys were speaking English differently. And the kids on your TV, like, I'm like, these kids, like, you see the difference between secondary and high school.
What is tina sifunda high school manje no but here's the thing because tina sifundiswe amabhunu kade sifundisa sure so Leicester Penson so that's what you're hearing the white image that you're getting is not an English view it is an Afrikaans view Sarized view so even when they're speaking English basikhuluma ngesibhunu so you're not hearing the accent at all
yeah
damn
so,
okay You have the unfortunate event of that trauma at a young age with the old lady having a stroke. Now Kokuse State.
Yeah.
State is, I'll use the word notorious, in northern KZN for being strict.
Yes.
For being a discipline orientated school, no nonsense type of
Yes.
space. But the people that come from there, truth be told, are of quality.
Yes.
Yeah, but because akudlalwa ke state.
No, akudlalwa.
Yeah, when induku nje
Some of the
yashawa
best
corporal
teachers,
punishment
yes.
nje. Yeah, it wasn't. Yabona, so ngathola ukuthi namanje ngazi ke,
Yeah.
but they don't play that. You know, so it was notorious around
No, you're right there.
northern KZN.
Discipline. Bishawindu.
Out of Shawin State. Shout out to Waras. Waras went to Friday
Yes, yes.
High. A lot older than us though. I think he was your matric, if I had to
Yeah,
do the
he's
maths.
older than me. Yeah,
I think he was matric 2003.
somewhere there.
2002,
He's older.
2003. One of the, you know, and then you had the pleasure to work with him later on. Okay, but we'll get there. So YST, you matriculated as a muffin,
Yeah.
ne?
Really muffin. Funny how we secondary.
No, secondary. No, come on, Chippy boys. His school fees could have paid all of our school fees. No, that's the truth though. You matriculated. Your peers were a year older than you.
Yes. I was 17 years.
Yeah. So that's a muffin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Muffin.
No, you were meant to matric in 08. Matriculate in 08.
Yes.
But you did it in
Nakala
07.
yeah.
But it's crazy because you went through 2 different high schools, yet you still managed to
Yeah.
get yourself out of that space.
But I still say,
I will not go to 21 matriculate.
but I still say, yaboni role crash ne preschool. Very important. I think that's how I was able to get in early at school.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I went to a crash, then I went to ne preschool. And I did that because umama beyasebenza. So there was no other way.
But you're also born in the first quarter of the year. So if you look at muffins, they
plays a
tend to
lot.
be born
yeah,
in the
in
first
7,
quarter.
yeah.
Yeah. So if you were born later, if you were born August, October, they would have
Late.
kept you.
Oh.
Yeah. So
And yabona ke poison pullouts planned properly.
no.
Yeah,
Mina, my kids are muffins.
Muffins.
No. Planning. Planned parenting.
Akunaphuta.
Yeah, no.
No mistake.
When I go, So I used to be a teacher for a decade, 10 years.
What?
I loved it.
Then mistress.
What were you teaching?
You know me
Maths
growing
teacher.
up, I didn't know the difference between a male teacher, female teacher. We called all of them mistress. Like all of them were mistress. Ufuna ma
Cotton
I know,
candy.
no,
Shy cotton candy,
for
boy.
sure. Yeah, I said lemon grapes.
See, lama cotton, guys, lama grapes. Ngicela nihambe niyothenga candy floss.
Oh,
Lemon grapes.
No, it's advertiser when bangasnika imali. Aha, kachela. Nala manje first so nqamule lento
Lemon
lesi.
grapes. Ungagcina ukudla ama grapes makumcimbi nje. Lemon grapes.
So I was a teacher for 10 years, and I was lucky enough to get to coach provincial level rugby.
Wow.
So I used to coach under 13 Lions. And I was like, what makes these kids, at this age? Why are they, what's happening? And then I started doing, I read Malcolm Gladwell's The Outlier, and he speaks about the age dynamic in school and what that looks like. So then I started printing out all these kids, their dates of births. And I realized which a lot of them are born in the first 2-3 months. So now if we take kids who are 6, a child who is turning 6 in Feb versus a child who's turning 6 in November.
yeah, no.
Wait.
From a gross moto, that is a year. That is so much. That's when they get introduced to sport. And sports will always reward at that age the biggest, strongest, fastest kid. And they'll get put into the best teams, and then we'll have that compound, the best teams, best exposure, best what. It only starts leveling out post-puberty. So you can't do the same study once you get to 16, it changes. Whether you're born in November, whether you're born whatever, it doesn't matter. But you've also, you tend to see it in reading, maths, that your foundation, the kids that are born in the first quarter tend to be the strongest.
Perform better.
And then again, it levels out. That's the beautiful thing about life. It will level out at some point. So it's quite interesting when I look at you.
That's insightful. No, let me say that's insightful.
No, I'm saying it's quite like when I look at you and how you speak about radio, that's how I speak about teaching. Like your eyes light up.
Yeah, that's why I always wear shades. I love it.
You love radio,
I
ne?
love radio, dog.
Why?
I love it.
What's the deeper psychological reason why you love? Because when you speak about the mic, whether you're talking about YFM, KFM, whether you're speaking about like khona lento sengathi uyingane uyabhamba yabona sengathi singamnika ama grapes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's three of my favorite things that I get to do at the same time. It's people, it's music, and it's a connection. I love people, and radio for me it's like ESCOM. It's powerful. It's a light. You can. My mentor, my teacher at the time, Doc Fick, used to say, as soon as you can influence behavior, you are very powerful. And for me, it's just that ability that you can take people wherever you want to take them. Once you open the microphone, you can take them to a happy place. You can take them to a place where they have to think about themselves. You can take them to a place where they need to change their ways.
Why do you feel that that's your role?
No, it's not. It's not that it's even my role. It's just that I love the fact that I can do that and people trust me to do that. Because radio is also a trust thing. I always say that radio, no matter how the world morphs itself and how the world moves, radio will always be one of the most personal, one of the most immediate platforms than any other medium. And I say that, for example, I'll make an example. The year is 2011. I'm doing Graveyard at Y, 12 to 3, Adrenaline Rush, 2012 actually.
12 was episode. Was it 3
a.m.
XN.
Sure.
So who's listening to you? Truck drivers and prostitutes?
My target market at the time was students who are studying at night, truck drivers that are making deliveries between provinces, Abonesi. And for me, it was very major key to know who I'm targeting, and it would reflect on the numbers.
Okay.
Because how I would design 12 to 2 would change when I build up to 2 to 3.
2 to 3, yeah.
Because more people start winding down between 2 and 3 if they were listeners. Some people have you in the background. I always say there's people that listen, there's people that hear you. And those that listen to you are those you need to keep captivated with what you offer. So 12 to 1 will always be powered up because there's people moving from club to club. They listen to you in the car. There's people that they're thinking of sleeping, but they just don't want to watch TV. They'll either have you in the background while they're scrolling on their phones, or they'll have you in the background while they're trying to figure out what to watch. But if you have an amazing offering on the radio, they'll engage with you. And at the time, engagement was expensive. It's an SMS, 150 or 120 before Facebook came through and became an amazing tool to connect to the people, or they have to call you. But once you become a person that they can trust, I remember this, the reason why I'm sharing the story and why I say radio is personal, there's a girl who found out she was HIV positive. She found out on a Saturday. She found out on a Friday, and I was going to jump on ebusuku midnight for Saturday.
Yeah.
She waited for me to jump on the radio, and she knew I had a sweep after 2. She waited for me. She called me. She said, Sabby, I haven't told anyone this. I found out today I'm HIV positive. I don't know what to do. Bro, I couldn't link after that. I played songs until 3. I was just talking to this girl until. And for me, it reminded me, Ugutim.
What do you mean you couldn't link in, look?
Linking is when you open a mic and you talk on the air. But because this girl was going through something big.
Oh, you're playing music once you come personal. Oh, okay.
So that day, I couldn't. I was so attached to the story and wanting to be there for her to help her at that moment understand what is happening. And because there's so much information on HIV and AIDS, it's just to make her aware it's not the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I had to hold her hand during that moment. I think I spoke to her for a while. Fast forward time, I think she became an HIV/AIDS ambassador. She spoke about her experience. I hope wherever she is, she's doing absolutely well. But for me, that was the first moment that kind of showed me how my role is bigger than what I think it is. And that's why when people meet me, you do not want to make the experience different to how it is when they choose to listen to you. Because some people have facades they put behind the microphone. Then when they meet you, but like, you're not like the guy.
You're not that person, yeah.
You're not that person. Because some people honestly do not know how to react to people when they see them in real life. So they act out what they think people would want to experience of them through an act when they get behind the microphone. Some of them, they start using terms, Saba or I'm shy, whatever, all these English terms, to kind of define why we're in a social anxiety. But I'm one of those people, general section, because for me, that's content. Or let's say my kind of radio is relations radio in the sense that I speak and I use words that you will hear on the ground, on the radio. And once you start hearing someone who speaks like you, hence how I love languages so much. I will move from Siyabajana, which is Venda, Siyabangena, all those small words and all those terms, if you put them in normal conversation, people relate because you're making an effort. And through someone's home language, they will give you a benefit of a doubt that you're trying.
Subs, I'm trying to find out what is on the other side of the coin. When we started this whole vlogging, podcasting, whatever you want to call it, you start realizing, that men with a mic thing. It's a form of therapy. It's therapeutic in a way. As you had said, you like speaking to yourself. You know, they say the most highly intelligent people, the most successful people talk to themselves. You have to. It's a form of processing. You know, you hear it differently than when you're just thinking it. You know, it hits you differently. I'm trying to find out what's on the other side of the coin.
For me, you know how I approach it? When I'm behind the mic, it's never about me.
Okay.
It's never about me. That's my approach to radio. The day it becomes about me, I'm finished.
I'm going to psychoanalyze you. The way you grew up, it was tough.
Yes, but I wasn't aware it was tough.
But it was tough.
You only realize it was tough when you make the reflection. And why I say that...
So hindsight.
Yes, hindsight, you realize... umama bekathenga ama second hand Cooper jeans. But she made a plan. I always looked good. You'll never know ukuthi bengikhulela emjondolo or umama bekasebenza wasithebe because it's something she also taught me, never look like your problems. Awufuna usize. So that's why I always look good.
I'm looking at your work ethic, bro. And I'm thinking most kids, when they think again of Usabelo, when usuge efraheti, you come to Joburg uhlale hostel. People don't know what that looks like.
Yes.
Can you? Yeah, I want to hear that, man.
Like, you know, because it's underplaying these things, Chief. You know, like it's like, they say the hostel. Yeah,
sometimes it's not underplaying. Sometimes like, but this is my story. It hasn't been
story. But I would call. Mina ngifuna khona abantu abazomgeja. And they show you. There's nuggets when guys are sitting because someone is stuck.
Yeah.
And there's no funds of coming to Joburg. But if you can hear Guti, Usabelo came to Joburg, what's like a hostela?
You know why mina hostela shook me, but once you're in it, you realize Guti.
Can I go fetch you water?
No, I'm good for sure. So let me give you a background. When I sometimes think of my experience at hostel. So Makulele Mchondolo, right? You're so used to sharing.
Please explain Mchondolo for those that don't understand.
It's
Kimkuku.
Shacks. It's shacks. Open plan unit. The kitchen right there.
When a neighbor is so. When a neighbor, I don't think they understand.
Everything is right there.
I mean, a space between when and a neighbor. In day one,
it's it's the whole desire.
Yeah,
you know, it's like mommy. I remember one day. This is a funny story.
Yeah.
So it was the early days.
Oh gosh.
So my mom was looking at baba them.
Sure.
So my mom mentally, she was at the time still early good to some Chondon. So Chondon, beslala before bedroom house with my dad. And then every now and then, I'm going to go mama. So, mama mentally, she's still used to saying, "Good, have the camera in luck." So, young tetis, so, "Sis, no, have the camera in luck." So, I'm letting bed in TV. I just fall past. Actually, I'm getting lala parts, mama. So, the camera in luck. That was our joke. It was a thing. Every night and I remind
her. Oh gosh.
Time, mama, eat the camera lamp. Pants to go bed. You know what I mean? It was, and I say that because you gotta find ways to make those moments kind of funny.
Do you move to Mkukung because of the split?
Yes. No, so Ubaba finds people to stay in the house.
Okay.
To supposedly stay with me. Then they end up trying to hijack the house. That's another story. So these people stay with me, supposedly, but I have to wake up in the morning to go to my mom's to shower and get ready for school, which was a very traumatic experience. So if you're as Mandeni, to give you perspective, okay, this is Sunumbili Randburg.
After the
Yeah,
split.
but Ubabu Hlalo Lund,
Okay.
Seven's Public Works.
Yeah.
It would come on a Friday.
Sure.
This is like traveling from, even Pretoria's close. It's traveling from Rustenburg to Joburg. That's the distance you'd have to travel on Fridays to come see me.
Sure.
And shout out to him, he really did his thing. But my day-to-day living, I remember one day umama ngibona in the morning, I bus stop, I'm 8 years old. Sure. She didn't like the condition I looked like. I knew a grandy, right. But I wasn't aware, but how she saw me, she was, I'm a kid. Now she saw me, she was like, this is not my kid. So what she said, was a game.
Okay.
Ne? But now, Mangvuga, Esunumbili, it's like from here, Randburg to where Woolworths is. That's Emalibong,
Okay.
Appleton. So I have to wake up at 3.
That's like 1.5 kilometers, 2 kilometers.
Quite a distance for an 8-year-old.
Yeah. Oh,
And having to
100%.
walk through streets, Dark City from Esunumbili, Dark City, there's parts that you have to pass where anything can happen.
And
Wait.
what time is this?
This is around 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
I have to fighting for about 3, 3:30.
Sure.
And rush because umama fanele aphume endlini 5:30.
Okay.
Or by 7 latest.
So it's like a 30 minutes walk.
It's 45 somewhere there. So ngiyavuka ekseni, ngiyareya, walking. So I can make it that side, shower, eat, and go to school. So that was my daily thing every day for probably like 2 years or so before Mama found him journal close to where I stayed at Kaya and the trip became a little bit shorter.
Wait, just pause. I wanna. What is it? It's any LinkedIn. What time do you wake up in the morning now?
Now, so in winter I wake up at 3:30 so I can download the English. That's the truth. And in Manjung Vuang of 4. In summer I wake up at 4. In winter I wake up at 3:30.
3:30.
Yeah.
And when you were 8, you used to wake up at?
Boom, at 3-ish. So I can walk that distance. But you only realize when you get older how traumatic that experience was. Because you start being aware of certain things and you start building relationships with anyone. Because I'm actually you know what I mean? Boy.
I'm trying to draw parallels because the philosophers say, show me the boy, show you the man. And I'm seeing already how resilient you were. Because it's fucking scary, boy.
It is.
Because it's not like you're walking through a town, or suburbs. You're walking through a location.
Yeah. Anytime.
Anytime.
Yeah.
And namachita fethu uthatha school back, boy.
Yeah. But at the time, you just knew with him, I have to do this for my betterment because I knew Namaguti, at some point this needs to end. At some point this needs to end. And you don't know when it's going to end. And me, when I say it's end, is that dad needs to figure out what happened and fix it. Now you start thinking like that at 9. Good lad, man. Whatever it was, I'm sure they could fix it. Sure. So every now and then when the dad would call mama, I'd get excited. Okay, cool.
Hope
nyana, something is going to happen. And that doesn't happen. You know what I mean? Then you start accepting what, okay, cool. That will never happen. And then there's a stepfather story that kicks in.
Sure.
You know, which was I had an absolutely amazing stepfather. It's just that I was not that open to him early on because I was very protective of my mom. But he had great intentions. You know what I mean? Yeah. But besides that, it was a traumatic thing when you think about it now.
Those things.
You know what it is,
Yeah.
Mlotshwa? As well.
That's why Hostel didn't shake me that much.
Yeah, you know
Yes, that's where I'm going with this.
Sure.
There's all those little nuggets, bro.
Yeah, you know what it is sometimes? When parents make you aware of the struggle, it hits you.
It hits you.
There's a difference between how
Maybe.
I've seen it. You know when they tell you good there's last
Yeah.
Ubabako wenze 1, 2, 3, 4,
yes.
5. Hey, Mzonda.
But you're painting it a different way. I'm saying which is sometimes being told to brace for impact.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's beneficial.
but I've seen the flip side where saying it damages the kid.
My mom would never say ukuthi kuyanyiwa.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So from an early age, even how you walk in the street, you're just down every single time.
I saw compared to
Sure.
Majita my figure more keep his kaftin boy polo cheesy boy.
Yeah.
When I
But there wasn't a consistent thing that says you are
I could see it.
You had something.
Yes.
I think
I
also
had nothing.
it starts hitting you when you start comparing to what the other kids brought. You know what I mean? I think I started realizing ngicabanga isikhaftini sami sihlala sometimes sinemfino sineshebo sayizolo.
Yeah.
These guys, you say these kids got fish fingers. These kids got, you know what I mean?
Nice.
Bro, they open this khaftin kunama yogurt, right?
Kunama yogurt.
I'm super ready to drink.
You know?
So what makes you come to Jozi? I want to get that transition.
It's a dream.
So what happens when you are at that Lovers Plus? Not
Lovers. Shout out to LoveLife, man. Shout out to LoveLife. So the dream starts there. LoveLife plants the seed. I do my first radio training with the Media Training Center out in Cape Town. They came up to Amandeni to train us. So everything radio, I get it there. I realize what doesn't. I want to do radio. I make a decision.
Okay.
And then I make a decision at the age of 16. My break is not going to be in Zulu. Unfortunately, make that decision. Now we need to perfect broadcasting in English.
Why? Because what was the issue with isiZulu?
I felt like there's more opportunities in Isingisi.
Okay.
There's more radio stations that cater to the English language than isiZulu. Most of us, the end goal is Ukhosi. You know, it's like,
and you knew at 16 that 16, English could be the... Okay.
That could be my gateway in. I remember at that time, the rumors are now starting ukuthi kunentezaya eThekwini. P4 yashintsha izoba iGagasi. It's about to shake up the city.
Okay.
I'm on the right track with this transition I'm about to make because
Dope.
The rumor is that this Gagasi station is going to do English and isiZulu. And I'm already killing it in Zulu. Now we just got to perfect the English level. And then we're inside. And then my parents moved me. No
radio there.
No radio there. So now I look forward to the holidays. You know?
That's kind of vibes there, bro.
So now I look forward to going to Emandeni on my holiday because I get to do radio on holidays. So they'll say an Uncle Sabby special on holidays. And I loved that because I had a great relationship with the manager. So when I came through, it became like a nice holiday special.
Nice.
I had studio time. Radio needs practice. You need more airtime. So then, I come back to Amandeni. My mom knew good well for the radio. But Durban, there weren't a lot of schools, man, that offered ukufundisa. They were in a city varsity that had something, but the offering didn't speak to me. And then a friend of mine, that I told you about, had told me about Nemisa. Nemisa had a radio production course. Boston Media House was just too expensive. And Boston, you didn't enter the studio, from what I'd heard at the time, until you get into second year.
NEMISA is?
The National Electronic Media Institute of South Africa. It's a government school. I'll say they have a great relationship with government under the DOC, Department of Communications, to help young people or people who have dreams and aspirations to do production and broadcasting, be TV, radio, multimedia. It's an amazing school. It's an amazing school in NEMISA. I always mention them because they offer a skill set and education that costs so much money for close to nothing. And they have so many bursaries. And they've really created so many key players in the industry that play a massive role behind the scenes.
So how did you afford NEMISA then?
We took a loan, edu loan. 20,000 rand.
Hey, that's as fun as edu loan.
Yeah, remember edu loans, but
that's as fun as edu loan, guys. No,
yeah. So we got that 20,000 rand. Nemisa was 17,500. So I was left with 2,500. So when my aunt made the connection, no Babu Vosi, who's now late, ukuthi ngahlala naye eGoli. For me, that's all I needed.
Okay.
But because bengibukela iGazlam in yizo, but Gazlam being the main reference, I thought ngizohlala emafletini. Now, Ubaba Mlotshwa, who used to be a police officer, if I had dockers to drop off in Johannesburg.
Sure.
And it aligned perfectly with the day that I'm supposed to go to Joburg to start school at Nemisa. It was around Feb.
Yeah.
So I jump in a police van, clearing a mover because he had other people in the back of the van. Yeah, no, I'm a police behamba now. So then in a space, so I had to sit in the backpack.
Yeah, in the backpack.
Yeah, and I got these headphones and I'm listening to music, my tapes, I'm listening to my demos. And I never forget the day, Ningena Mboni signed it, welcome to Joburg. Welcome to Gauteng.
Sure.
And for me, that was a massive day because I had been streaming Y for so many years at the LoveLife Youth Center.
Sure.
It's like, I wonder how the station sounds like when you're in Gauteng. Dog, I'm not going to lie. Dog, it was the Essential Rush. Chilean was on. Mfana, you know when audio makes love to your ear and you're like, what is this?
Sure.
Dog, Chile was on another level. Welcome to the Essential Rush. Dog, the way Y did its imaging, the way it sounded, I was like, yes, this is what I want.
Okay.
I'll never forget, I'm listening to this thing. Now, I'm sitting at the back of the van. The skyscrapers start kicking in. I'm like, radio's here.
Yeah.
It's sounding amazing. Buildings after buildings after buildings after buildings. And I'm just looking this fast-paced city. The music is just perfect.
No, I know that drive. I know that drive.
When you
and
enter,
you see the CBD.
school man.
I wonder when you see it like so.
Building after building after
And you're
building.
looking at it. Guys, hey, angisho ukuthi sukani lapha kule majondo lenhlala kuona le Newcastle. I'm saying when you're driving into Joburg and you know ukuthi okay.
Yes.
You see
here.
there at the top.
Yes.
That's where I'm going. Fuck that.
It's for my something.
They
She
will
was doing,
fucking know my name.
and I'm in that hour, dog. I remember he was going towards the news, and in at the back, and then even Yama at a Shell garage. I'm like, okay, I guess this is my stop. I'm released at him. Shana, so Lana, Shangani Bavusi, and at Lalana, Glindeng Shaise. He used to work at the total Shell, at downtown. Yeah, Shaise about 6 at the hamp. Now I'm excited. Ngema-fletin. Mentally, I'm thinking ngema-fletin. Siyawalk. Because in Charlie Kazlam, siyawalk. In my head, dog, I'm thinking we're going to get into a dilapidated building.
Yeah.
A piliteli mess. Kazlam in my head.
Yeah.
Kazlam. Usfiso kule episode. Siyahamba. But now we're leaving all the flats. Hey, man. Unini sihamba. Petit kwam. And Vananden siyangena, dog. It's like I moved from Kazlam to a Mzinyo Sinsizwa episode.
Yeah, sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Fana like, no one is young, Lana.
So insizwa.
Uyangitshela ukuthi uzolala lana ke mfana wami. Mina so he had a place at Springs.
Okay.
So wakuniki access kwile room akanayo. Lapha hostel 50 rand a month.
Yeah.
But uzokhokha nje lo 50 rand ngenyanga. It's perfect within my budget. I only had a balance of 2.5. Remember, this 2.5 needs to last me for a whole year.
Yeah.
That's how my episode starts. So now I need to find my way. Ngiyabona ukuthi okay, kunebus ngizoyithatha lapha neGeorge Kochi. Izongibeka Park Station. From Park Station, I walk all the way to Parktown. For me, that was amazing. I leave a crazy world. Like I always say, for me, George Koch was needed because dreams end at George Koch, and that was my starting point. So my starting point was a reminder that I should never be there again or get there again. But everyone bebangitshela ngikhumula kahle amakhutmana ase George Koch athi wena uzoyema fletini ungabuyi. And so kuhlawulisa. Namanje I still feel like khona inhlawulo ofanele ngiyoyikhokha. And inhlawulo yase hostel azayibizi nje ugoloko mhlophe ugoloko kube mnandi
like nyama ubeke lapha.
Bro, yabona njalo mangine-derby ngihlale ngikhumbula because the energy is amazing. Magdlala i-Chiefs ne-Pirates e-hostel. Like there's i-TV from somewhere. Kunomuntu oyi-one on-TV izobekwe la kuhlala khona iy'nsizwa.
Sure.
And
Can I ask you a question?
Hectic.
Yeah.
Because you've been on this journey for a while.
Yeah.
Seeing your heroes become colleagues.
That is a mindfuck.
From becoming colleagues to becoming mates.
Yeah.
You were listening to them on radio.
Yeah.
You're watching them on TV. Now you actually that person.
Yeah.
How does that feel? I don't think Abantu understand.
Yeah.
14-year-old you.
Yeah.
I remember Usleka. Ne? There was a campaign that we had to do, something that we had to do together. And I remember, because we had to sit in the boardroom and we came together and it was campaign. And he comes in and everything is formal. And I remember saying, no, guys, stop. Let me just fan out.
Yeah, let me have my moment.
Let me get that shit out of my... And everybody, I mean, oh, sorry. It's because it's a different feel from me. You know, it's totally different. The same thing with Tusbuda. The same thing. I just said, hey, man, how did that feel? Because you were so into that world, yearning for that world. And now you are in that world.
So, I'm 15, I think. No, I was younger when I met Linda for the first time. Because I Hall. I remember I fought everyone. And I just sat there. Ngambuga. He did that. He did probably that whole hour. I remember I all black. I'm a dig Nike. Go keep his lag.
And while I'm recording, hey, it's right. We are taper. Yo, in the middle.
For me, like, seeing him at the time, and that was the first time I was close to an idol of mine with radio. And then fast forward time, I come to Joburg. We're recording Friends Like These. That was the first time I got to engage no Sabby. Sabby, guys, was something else. Sabby, you would wait for him outside, just wanting time with this guy. And then that was my shot. I met him, and then we spoke. But Mankuluma Nai, Nyahasli, I had an MP3 player. And this is what I always tell the kids these days, that these kids, they don't come prepared. When your moment arrives, you never know when your moment is going to be. I had an MP3 player that I had won from a Planet E magazine from Edgar's. I'll never forget. Inside, inside this thing, I had demos for every radio station in the country. And I knew, okay, cool, for Sabby, yeah, why? You know, because at that time, I had access to studio. This is dope. Zogale, come to Y. Let's see what we can do. I'll introduce you to the people. Like, crazy. Fire. Mangfiga, and Yamlinda, then he uses the back door. And that was the first time I was actually disappointed. I'll tell him this story. And he knows. Back door, what do you mean? He used the back door. I said, why? Yeah, what's avoid?
It happens, man. Yeah, sure. Because you know, that's a standard line. You know, hey, come through. Yeah. It's like send me your CV. It's a standard line. Yeah, sure.
I was disappointed, but you know what I mean. I understood also now, you know, and I never took it to heart because he was also one of the first idols of mine that gave me a shout out when I started getting attention on the radio. Oh. I remember when I was still doing Graveyard, he was probably one of the first big names to say, there's a guy on Y, his name is Sabby, that's the Fresh Prince. He used to call me the Fresh Prince of radio.
So how did you get into Y if you're Nawak Shalazela?
So how I got into Y, at the time, 2009, I come back from Joburg after doing KFM and I'm doing 947 High-Fell Stereo at the time. And I'm trying to get a break in at Y, because I knew that Y was my way in.
We missed a gap here.
Yeah.
We missed a gap. Because the moment we first year, man, you straight to say Cape Town, from Cape Town to...
Let me break it down. No, but it's a great thing. Let's do see everywhere. Yeah. So 2007, I graduate matric. 2008, I come to Johannesburg. Yeah, matriculate. You see, secondary high school. It shows. I matriculated. I matriculated in 2007. I matriculate. The 2008, 2009, we scored an internship. That's how I was able to afford Johannesburg. 2009, I get my first TV break. I'm doing Monisanani on ACBC 1. Now I'm able to fund. 2008, I realized that I want to do TV, so I start doing extras on TV so I can learn about this. Because what I realized that people who don't speak like they know, they don't get attention. So why I decided to be an extra, go backstage, mubang or nanan, is that, okay, I get to learn. That is called a monitor, it's not a TV. That is called what? Okay, cool. When these people do this.
What, extra backstage?
Yeah, extra backstage. Not a backstage, Rhythm City.
Sure.
So guys get erumine wani. Shisan. Sliza ma leftover, ma apula, na ma means afake ma banisini. Yo, Rhythm City was hectic.
This is the story I'm talking about.
You see.
This is the story that I'm talking about because Intwana.
Mike.
Intwana. No, Intwana don't. This is the good thing.
Yeah.
Awufuni ba extra bazothina abantu. Angifuni ukuthi ngidle ama leftover bazothina abantu. Angifuni ukuhlala eGeorge Gokho bazothina abantu. Angifuni ukuba intern bazothina abantu. Angifuni ukuhamba ngiphethe ama demo namabani bazothina abantu. Angifuni yabona. These are the stories that we're not telling, bro.
Because for me, I've always known ukuthi ngizofika la ngiyakhona. I can't have pride. So even in Shia dog, when I left 945 KFM, shout out to Ian Brennan Cup. Every time I see him, I say thank you.
Sure.
Because even when I left, he was offering me a weekend show, Saturday and Sunday. Man, I could tell my life if I stayed in Cape Town. But Cape Town at the age of 19 was just not offering me that thing. I was gonna make good money, probably stay in Greenpoint.
On the POM.
Oh, bro, I was going to be nice. At the time, I think I was being offered about 20,000, 15,000 a month.
Damn!
I'm going to lie. 2009. Oh, man. I was like, nah, Ian, you know.
That's cocaine on strippers' titties, boy. 20K!
Dog, in Cape Town. Dog, I saw my life. I was probably going to get myself a young Mini Cooper.
Donna with them Cape Malay.
Oh,
You could see the
thing.
thing.
I could see it, dog. Weekends, shy. I'm up. I'm a lifestyle.
What's motivating you outside of
The Cape Malay.
The dream.
the dream?
The Cape Malay.
One day I'm gonna be a primetime DJ. That's the dream. And deep down I knew from
You
the
left
onset.
Cape Town making 20 scoto a month.
No, I was about to make. I was making Mama. Cape Town radio was paying me well. I'm not going to lie. KFM was paying me well.
Is this Prime Media money?
Yeah, Prime Media money. KFM money was good money. I'm not going to. I was making like 800 Rand something per show as a standing jock at the time. And then I moved up to Johannesburg. I asked for a transfer. They moved me up 2009. Now I asked for a transfer because it's one thing.
Yeah. What's one thing?
Ian, it's a Prime Media.
Yeah.
So KFM, I asked for a transfer to please connect me to Hi-Fi Stereo in Joburg.
Oh,
'Cause I want
947.
to-
Okay.
Yes, because I want to come up to
Yes,
Joburg.
yes.
So that happens. Ian connects me to Matapelo as a program manager at the time.
Sure.
I start getting my stints on 947. I was doing 3 to 6, 12 to 3, just after Semity, which was also another mind fudge. I'm doing a show after Semity. I grew up listening to this guy doing the top 20 on Metro.
How are you managing that? Because that's where a lot of kids get lost. So if you think about these piano kids, if you think, because now the light starts hitting you.
Yeah.
Because I would have been lost with the Cape Malay and
Yeah.
the Bunda.
I want to
I would have been lost.
When I was lost in 10,000.
Oh. Chief, I
I
used to coach in varsity. I used to coach 2008, and I used to make $45
Yeah.
a session. You don't understand how rich I was, though.
Move on your golf.
That's before the golf.
But I was
by the time you golf, that's why. By the time you golf, cuff your chick. It was over.
You know, Nkulele Mandeni, so for me, the idea of sex, I saw what sex could do to you. So, begunale feeling nayo. Kuthi ngizosipatisa umuntu,
Yeah.
ngizodopa something.
Yes.
So, I've never had a relationship ukuthi ngizothandwa umdavazo to that level. So I kind of like avoided women. And I'm working towards this dream. Because while I'm doing KFM at the time, I'm doing Bonisanani. So my TV money is funding my flights to go to Cape Town to do these weekend shows. You know what I mean? So I get paid from TV. TV pays for my flights. So I can go do radio.
What's keeping you on this direction?
Dog, now I'm living my dream, dog. Monday to Friday, I'm an intern. Friday, I'm be flights in Cape Town. Ngishaya radio. Ngiyabuya ngizoshoot iBonisanani ne-SABC 1. Ngifly back to Cape Town. Ngifly back to Joburg. Dog, that was me realizing what you see le life engiyifunayo. I'm living it now, but I can do more. That's when I realized Uti, Cape Town is too far. That's why I need to come to Johannesburg and live this life here. When I take flights, ngishama gigs, ngiyabuya. So that, for me, 2009 and 2008 solidified ukuthi angihlanye. I came to Johannesburg for a reason. And now I'm getting 947, mangikhuluma nabo Semity, bangitshela indaba zabo. Dog, and the reason why I also left 947, mangikhuluma nala makhutmana ngitshela ngama problems wabo. I remember one day, shout out one time to Semity's like, today I'm just gonna go fix my house in Sandton. Oh, there's a leak. Like, bro, I can't relate. I struggle to get money to come to the studio, but it was inspiring. These are my legends, and I'm getting an opportunity to ask questions. I remember I used to ask Brad Brown so many questions. Brad Brown was amazing. He was on 947.
Highveld at that time.
Highveld stereo at the time. Joburg's number one. Nabo Semiti.
Yeah.
And then I realized I'm not ready for 947 at the time, or Highveld stereo. Mentally, I felt like it's the right station, but not now. I need to go to Y. So I'm gonna start again. Yeah, apply.
You 2021 then.
Yeah, now this is 20 now. 2000, the year 2000.
Yeah.
Yeah, apply Y Academy. Ngangene Y Academy.
Not 2000, 2010.
2010, yes. Nyangena manje Y. Then I made a decision mangene Y. I'm here for the next 10 years. As soon as ngenile, before I signed the contract, anything, I told myself, as soon as I got that internship, I'm gonna be here for the next 10 years. And I'm going to leave this place as a freaking icon. And the great thing about that place at the time, I'm 20, everyone is broke when I'm broke. Everyone is speaking the way I'm speaking. Everyone is doing what I'm doing. People are coming here, rock stars. You know what I mean?
No, but
You're doing that thing. You're doing that thing. And you see the thing that you're doing.
You are doing that thing.
I went through the very same...
Hey, Chief.
So when the station...
You are doing that thing. We know what you're doing.
Yeah. It's doing its thing. Why will always be relevant?
What do you mean,
because
Chief?
it speaks to
EY.
an audience.
There was a time where EY...
Because it was relevant to you.
Because it was relevant to you.
Imagine you watch the news, Chief. Are you watch
Sky News.
Nah, come on.
And
I watch Bloomberg.
It's not for you.
Premium.
You know, I know people are like, yo.
Explorer.
People will be like, hey, you know, email Vili Will. I'm like, Donna, so
Explorer, boy.
Yeah.
Spooky Bloomberg.
Not
to compare.
And I say this as a talent to wade through that hardship.
Yeah.
No, but Y is not the same, guys. No.
You are talking rubbish.
Metro is fire. 947 still speaks to a certain.
Let me say,
YFM is not YFM.
because it doesn't speak to you anymore.
It doesn't.
When we took over, Chief. Let me tell you the hardship we took over as talent. When Sbu left, that started.
There was a whole exodus of DJs.
From
2015.
They did their thing. I remember Mo went through the most when he took over from Sbu, because Mo had to make the transition of Y, Hood, and spoke Lesis Jesus Kulumaya. You know what I mean? It was a big transition, you know, for the Wire. That's when people are saying, why feeling a nanny? But he did it so well. Safiga night, then they started saying, why say feel? It's like, man. They would say like best thing ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you hadn't created the brand yet.
No, but that's the thing.
That's the thing.
But you
are missing it.
And then we had to prove that this is still hard.
It's still the same, man.
And we did it. We rocked. Then what did they start saying? There's even a clip, I'll send it to you, where I'm saying, Maghambu Sebi, why is finished. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing, is that you got to convince people.
Yeah,
and I've always been the talent who's been caught in the midst of transitions when stations
So it's still white developing young talent.
That's the purpose.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then ingehla.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it serves a role, it serves a purpose that I can't also speak to it now, because I always say I belong to the old Y logo. Mina ngile logo lena, it goes way back to Betrams.
Yeah.
Le entsha manje.
But when you say Y in the 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah.
So le generation entsha now, they got their own story that they need to curate, and their own
that
legacy.
Needs new voices as well to tell that story.
And new faces.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because now we're also part of a new story. Because now Masfiga na se Metro, but what Sila. Sila, we're killing it, been number one since we arrived.
I wanna know that
you number one yako.
I've been number one at Metro since I arrived. I've been the number one DJ in Metro since I arrived. From the top 40, I made that show the number one show. Yes, I can. No, I'm talking about radio. For me, Joe, I pride myself now because I realized when I was young. No, I'm talking about your success. I think in my 20s, I was humble with my achievements. I kept it to myself so much. Then I realized that I sizzled. You work so hard. Yeah, like you work so hard to get to a certain level. You've been saying you're the best thing ever since you were 16. Now you officially... Why not own it? Now it's time for you to start saying it.
So when did you transition from YFM to Metro?
I just arrived at Metro. I just joined Metro when I
was 30.
2020? I left... when did I turn 30? I turned 30 in 2020. Yeah. Then I joined.
Before we go there...
So you stayed 10 years?
I did my full 10 years.
Oh, wow.
And I remember when Sbu, when he was leaving, he was like, yeah, when I'm Vanham, if you... I love saying the story because for me, it was very inspirational. It was YFM
shout out to Sbu. This is the number one fan. Yeah. Fire.
Yeah.
It means solo, one man.
Yeah.
This guy is addicted
to Imofai.
I
mean, not sure like that man.
Not a problem.
Told us straight. We're still with Prosperity as a new generation.
Sure.
The year was 2010. Yabona boy, mabuka logo le. Yabona logo la imnyama ngakhona is, and around it it's red. Gas. Now you must step this brand and make the most out of it. If you leave Y without having at least 2 houses, or leave Y without having become a solid brand, you wasted your time.
That's true.
You wasted your time. And every time it would ring off in my head. Every time my colleagues would complain, you'd ever heard me with 2 houses. And I left Y with 2 houses to my name. Because the platform works if you work.
Oh,
no, it's not even that. You make the platform work for you. You mingle, you meet people like yourself, and you create relationships.
I want to know about the hostel, man. I'm really interested in what is that like for you.
I'm not going to lie. Like for me, hostel I'm going to I needed shelter in Joburg.
Sure.
I needed a place to stay. Thanks, bro. I needed a place to stay. I needed a place to I wasn't really fussing. Sometimes mama will act like it's something she's trying out, or she'll put her man's and I'll be like, oh, that was nice. Then it became a thing. So, mangihlale hostel sometimes ngoba kuna fridge. Ama leftover wakho wafake lock in. When you come back from school, you just remove amakokoroshe and you just eat. So for me, it wasn't a big thing. It was like I always knew also this phase is not gonna last long. You know, it's not gonna last long because also when I go to school and I see the things that so I had a friend by the name of Karabo. Karabo came from he stayed in Blue Valley in Midrand. So I remember when I went to Blue Valley for the first time, I was like, whoa, people live like this? Okay, this is what I want one day. You know what I mean? So also he had a car. He was a guy who was aware of Joburg, the culture. He put me on to Mlotshwa. I remember the first time I heard acceptance speech, double HP, was through him. You know what I mean? And I'm like, man, this guy, this is nice. I don't hear what he's saying. But it's a vibe.
So there was a shock when you moved from George Cork to Greenpoint.
But at that time, I'm socially aware because Joburg has kind of marinated me to a certain level of exposure.
Okay.
So I'm now used to a certain fast pace because Garabo taught me the north of Johannesburg.
Sure.
Then there was a homie by the name of Eugene who introduced me to Soweto. And he was a DJ at Soweto. And he was doing TV castings. And he's the guy who said, yo, when I try this TV thing, you don't look bad. And every now and then, Soweto, I started falling in love with Soweto. That's why most people ended up rooting for me Soweto because I resonated so much with Soweto before I met the East Rand, where I started falling in love with K1, David.
And you give off this multi-lingual type of energy. Yeah.
And because ngithanda kufunda my languages, I found myself just picking up all these nuances from all these different places that I fell in love with the fast pace of Johannesburg. So when I went to Cape Town, it was just too slow for me. What you mean? I just got to wake up in the morning, do radio, no voiceover, no TV casting. It just, I hlangan. But going back to Hostela, it was...
I struggle with Cape Town.
Cape Town is the worst, man.
No, don't say that.
You know?
Don't say that.
Baphuza late, service yakhona yabheda.
Uzulu, Simon's Town, by the Penguins.
Yeah.
I struggle with Cape Town. So when I do Cape Town, I normally... red
4
eye
days
in the morning,
enough.
and then afternoon I come back.
Things just too slow, man.
too
They're
slow.
just slow, man. Yo.
I'm not ready to slow down at that level, but I know it wouldn't be a bad idea to own a house in Langabano one day, in Pestenoster or Pastenoster, whatever. Those are the parts of Cape Town I wouldn't mind owning property. Not your commercialized part of Cape Town. Your Cape Town.
I wouldn't mind getting a little flat in the bowl.
Is it? Yeah. Have you the situation your lady in the time?
Yeah.
When you are in Joburg, like what are you thinking?
I'm thinking that I gotta make it.
I'm trying to figure out outside of your own ambition that you have, what is also pushing you?
That I need to make sure that my mom never dies broke.
Hectic.
That like from a very young age, that was also one of the things that drove me, is that my mom's story can't end as a woman or as a, or I feel him Jondolo. I never wanted that for my mom. Like it drove me, it pushed me, it motivated me. And every time I'm Tumeli Mali, I would always say, it was a thing. Mama, le mali izonyuka, late. And she believed in me. She knew Guti. Every time I said it, I'm saying it from a place of knowing that one day, Suzoba grand. So every time I'd make money, I'll send her something. I remember when she told me she found in Dagas a town and I sent her money. Wahamba otenga, waenduneni, when and then we started building. So when she moved out of Mchondolo, I can't explain that feeling. You know, I can't explain that feeling because the journey of me retiring, my mom has started. Because now she doesn't have to work. She doesn't have to worry about certain things. So when she passed away, it kind of threw me off because something that drove you for years, what does life mean now? When you lost that part of you that inspired and pushed you for so many years? Because the drive the kids give me is different to the drive my mom gave me and the drive that gave me. It's a totally different thing.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because with my kids, they don't have a starting point that I had, and why I wanted my mom to have a certain life, because I saw her dedicate so much for me, and I wanted to do that for her.
What's your name, mom?
I always try not to remember, but it's been like 4 or 5 years. Because every time I try and remember, then I remember.
Yo, sorry.
Sure.
It's weird. But sure.
Have you forgiven Itaima for he didn't intentionally put the old lady in that situation, but what the old lady was putting that forward and the old lady moving into?
I never resented Obaba. You know, my dad was one open person where from the age of 7, he spoke to me like a man. My son, one thing, Sean. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. These are the small memories that I have. He would take me to a bottle store, my bottle store. As you see all of this, you don't have to worry about it. Utwala is dangerous. Mayagwa meya yopuza. He would always make sure I don't see men drunk at a certain level. Like as much as he drank, he never came home. I never had that outlook. Of ubabo inkinga masetagiwe. There was another thing. No, ngiyapuza, but also now because I saw him like that, my son doesn't know what it's like to be drunk. When he watches people on TV, he always says, "So, Dad, what do they drink that you drink that they end up like that?" You know.
How old is his son?
He's now 9, and he turns 9 this year, and the questions are getting more serious and serious. Where conversations are on alcohol. Now we're slowly talking about sex and his body changing because we're there now, you know. But it's one of those things where he's aware that Dad drinks, but you never look like that.
Yeah.
You know, you don't fall. Like, why is it these people on TV, when they drunk, they like that? I don't know why. What are you drinking?
Oh, my kids seem like that.
Yeah, they've never.
I want to sagwazi.
You know, but no, I've never had any animosity between.
How has that shaped you as a dad? Like, if there's I find it very beautiful when I watch your stories. You as a husband.
Yeah.
I'm envious, and this is what we were talking about with Black, where I come from a point of so much hate.
Yeah.
When I see certain guys' husband in a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, I call it gay, like your nails.
Ale ine-anger shame. Khuluma mfana
It's not anger. It's
jealous.
jealous. It's hate.
Awu,
You know?
mntwanami.
And how was the way that you saw your old lady in a time affected how you are as a husband?
Yeah.
And how you are as a father?
So let me put it like this. The way my mom and dad's relationship played out made me realize that I never want to have children with a person I do not love. And love. Someone who I do not have a connection with. Someone who I do not see myself even talking to Masklaben. How are we when we're fighting? How are we when we are not aligned? How are we when we don't see each other in the same light? Because once you see your parents have a certain argument, you're like, oh, kanti kumanje Masklaben. I was like, I want someone who no Masklaben sokwazi ukubukana. Sikhulume. And at that time, I wasn't even thinking about marriage.
Yeah.
Because ekhaya, I used to tell my wife this all the time, and she was always asking me, what's your hindrance with marriage? Like, I don't get it. I don't get marriage because no one in my family ever got married. The last person to get married in my family, umkhulu ashada ugogo. That was way back in the 40s, if not the 50s. And I've went to probably more funerals. But the older I got and the more I consulted Namanyama Khutman and asking questions about marriage.
Say it again, because
Sorry?
I can relate. Gone to more funerals than weddings.
Than weddings.
That's 100%.
Yeah, like I never understood it. And it's not like I was dismissive of the idea. It's just that make me understand it. So when I remember when I turned 25 and I started mentally being aware of my days at Y are coming to an end because I told the universe that I'm leaving this place when I turn 30.
10 years, yeah.
And the universe works how it works because when that year happened, I turned 30, it's like the universe wanted to spit me out of Y because things just... But going back to 25, I was like, okay, something is happening. This marriage thing because of the person I found. Also, sometimes when you find umuntu who speaks to the idea, you don't fight it that much. That's when I started asking questions about marriage. Twamachi dengwahlonipayo, engwabonayo. Dog, when did you know ukuthi you want to do this thing? Because when feeling ngifilayo ngalomuntu ukuthi ngifuna ukumthrowa. But I do not know what that means. Am I throwing her because of age? Ngimthrowela ukuthi ngiyamthanda. Why am I feeling this a lot, Maj? I think I asked so many questions until I left Y. Because also one of my excuses to not get married in my 20s was I'm not going to be a YFM DJ that's married. It wasn't just part of the aesthetics. Yeah, it wasn't part of the aesthetics. It just didn't make sense. But having a kid as a YFM DJ, my audience...
Yeah, they do that all the time.
They do that all the time, yeah, man. You know what I mean? So I was like, at 20...
Sure.
So when I got to 20... Also, I never wanted to be an old dad. So 26...
Old dad.
We started chatting with
the old daddy.
You want to put him in your life, yeah.
Old dad. When you're 45,
actually, don't look. You don't. 45. Wow. Oh, yes, now you get a point.
Young Joelele. Yes, young Joelele. Na 45. Don't have. Wait, I'll put my game one.
Show me
I'm what 30 something. Yeah, land the 40. No, the last.
Guys, do you think
40 is coming? Hey, 40 is coming. 40 is coming. No. Yeah. Do you think most men get married because of the woman?
I think reasons are different.
But do you think most men? I've come to conclude that I think most men get married because the woman believes in it. And not that the man believes in it.
I knew my lady was ready for marriage. When my wife turned 25, she was ready. But
you guys
I wasn't.
Wait, what's the age cap?
Nah, it's just 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah, it's just 1 year.
So you guys have been together for a mighty minute.
Yeah, when I do, I mean, I'm 190. I think we've been together. She was 23, I was 24. I think. Or I was 22, 23. Somewhere there. Been together for a very long time.
But I've never heard him cheat that, Tiana. This is something I believe in. A man always has to be convinced into it. The woman is groomed to want it. That's why I'm going to dress it, TV, yakala. You're like, hey, now. I think
Wena motrowa nini mfethu khona Sophia mfethu sidla itambo nani.
ntwana
Awenze boy.
ntwana for wena ngiyahlanya
Awenzela thini family? Shaya step.
Nizosha i-podcast lapho uthi siyashada ngayini sha i-podcast
Ntwana usenzele boy.
Mina knew ukuthi ngizomshada shem.
is it
From gate.
From onset.
hectic
From onset. Mina ngamshela. Saqala uyabona ukuhlekisana nani. There was a day I remember. But my 10. Ngishaya nge-BBM ukuthi I can't find transport. Transport wara imniki itori. She was an intern and she had to go home. And then I had to drive from my place ngamusa. Dog, I swear the next morning avuka ngayotop imali ngamgaya imali deposit awuthenga imoto. It wasn't even a long time's joy. It was probably like a week so, you know, because also it was some of the things I told myself with him. Mina umuntu ngizomthanda. And also once I realized ukuthi this woman is going to give me my first kid. She's going to give me my children. And if I ever do this marriage thing, I think this is her.
There's a feeling.
There's a feeling.
There's a something.
There's
There's a something because mina with my ex.
yeah
Yabo. Usisi wangigabha kayi-4. Sure. And it was at a time where I was premium.
Yeah.
So you can't gabha me. Not at that time.
ntwana wakaphe kayi-4 boy
Hey boy.
1 2 3
Hey boy.
4
My ego was in tatters. And then I said, and we were young as well. I was fucking 19, 18.
Yeah.
And I said, yabona because of lento le. Ngizobona ngizokwenzani. Yabona wena.
wajima boy
No, ngabe yathi ngizokudavaza wena. Ngifuna uhleli kanje in the kitchen with a big belly. Nalo sise nginaye manje, ne? Angithi we come from the same what.
Yeah.
Kumula siringa the one time. Ngathi wena wakhumula wena ungiphaphela sisafunda esikele. Yazi ningizokwenza. I want you barefoot in the kitchen. Ngimithisa.
Kufaka amathambo.
There's something that you just in that first chat.
Yeah.
Because that first chat 40 for me, I've never been lucky. They mean.
hard
They
boy
jerks.
mina I was chased ntwana
Yeah, now she threw bones. Yeah, she threw bones. Yeah.
bafethu
Yeah.
so
but there's also
legends.
less
I had bafethu
Now she threw bones.
Gabha boy.
No, like she so abangani bakhe or the colleagues.
Yeah.
Besebenza sonke why.
Sure.
So she's an intern. I'm already like doing my thing on weekends. So abangani bakhe or the colleagues at Y would apparently they are aware that she's got a crush on me. But
soft landing. Now soft landing. Oh.
you know, but
Yikho impandla.
but at the time
Yikho
ngisajola.
impandla uNkulunkulu wanipha omama waniphuca inwele.
Yes, ngeke uthole konke.
Ngiyakuthola mina inwele nginazo.
Bawugabha.
Bazinja lezi. Nje ngabathuka.
But I'm happy, dog. I'm happy.
Dope,
I
man.
wouldn't have chosen any other person to go through this journey of figuring it out, this life thing, marriage, kids, without my wife. Like,
How does that look like in 2026 when you're chatting to the younger guys coming up?
like amachita
Yeah, much easier.
don't force it. If you feel like you're forcing it, then it's not the one.
Have you seen Guti Amachita in their 20s? They don't play that game anymore.
Yeah, like because some of them are doing it because of the social media conversations.
sure facts
The truth
What
is
do
the
you mean by
conversation you're having was because you're trying to be part of a certain narrative. Now you're starting to believe good. But what do you believe in? Some people jump into certain
I'm confused. I mean, I'm saying Guti, the generation now is running away from
marriage, none.
just commitment.
Commitment.
Yeah. Bafuna a situationship, bafuna baby, but they don't want to commit and bite down.
That's I can't speak.
Yeah.
I can't speak for them because now I understand what their reality is. You know what I mean? But I can speak to my age group of people, especially with the ladies, who 5 or 6 years ago when they were 27 or 26, they didn't want to hear the conversation of marriage. Fast forward time, manje bana 34, 35, but ngikhathele
I need
amadoda, ngikhathele 1, 2, 3. I wouldn't mind settling down.
yeah facts
You know, these certain people back then, they didn't even want to hear marriage. They were not there.
My mates, it's such you know when your darkness wants to say, I told you so. Yeah, but you're sabu wushu, because a lot of my mates are 40 there, in that bracket. And I used to tell them 10 years ago, Machita, settle down, have kids. You know, I'm not saying settle down in the sense of marriage, but find someone that you genuinely care for, someone that you're willing to just, go through the mud for, and have kids. Kids are beautiful. By the time you get to a certain age, you actually realize for me, I'm gayer now as a dad than I was when I first had my first one. And I say this, and now they going through that thing where there's challenges and they want to have kids. And this is male and female. And I was like, so I'm soon at 39. No feet. You're complaining with men are trash, men are this, men are that, financially, because you never have money for kids. You're always broke.
Yeah.
I've never heard a person say, I'm so rich, I'm going to have 50 kids.
But that makes, when someone hears you, they assume that, maybe let me ask you this, was it a mistake or was it a plan?
I've always known, when you speak about radio, Uguti, there's a bigger plan for me.
Okay, cool.
So even though
it was intentional.
I'm in a one-bedroom flat, and we're sharing a little car that's going to fall apart every 2 weeks, there's a bigger plan.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And just because this is my financial situation today
doesn't mean
that in 5 years' time that I won't be in a better space.
With you.
And so many people are so fixated on their current plan as if Ingane is only going to be raised this year.
Within this year, for sure.
And they don't understand, Uguti, there's a bigger purpose. And I'm not the most religious person, but I do believe in Uguti, there's a greater plan for me and my family. So like when I chat to those guys, I say, hey, Chief, have kids, man.
They don't see the importance of it.
Here's the problem.
And that's the thing.
Here's the thing. And my old lady loves using this line. My mom says, there's nothing more painful than Sabby.
Yeah, for sure.
Once the train is gone, boy. And there's certain things that we're only learning now. Like for me, the importance of fighting for your marriage. I'm in a beautiful space now, so I'm not saying what's but at that time it was a fuck type of thing, verse now you're saying, fight. Yes, I will sell my soul now. The importance of having your kids all in the same space, there's certain things that you only learn with time. So when those people say, I don't see the importance of, sharp. When I was 21 driving my Golf, I didn't see the importance of a safety belt. I didn't see the importance of
it's the exact same
life
thing,
insurance.
Those kids as well right now that you're speaking to Amachita. Now, but they need to learn through pains, but it's unfortunate.
But they don't always need to learn through pain.
No. Most of the time you have to.
Exactly. And I like what he says, that sometimes we project our experiences into people, but we also do not know what's leading the idea yokuthi benze into the way they do things. Because unokhuluma nomuntu athi amfana mina 1 2 1 2, and then when you dig deep into it, you realize you still need to heal parts of you before you give yourself to the role of being a father. You know what I mean? Because that's one thing also I've realized how I'm parenting as a father, is that I can't try and heal myself through my son, because my son was my first kid. That I do not also want to do certain things just because. For example, magafika bengithenga yonke into because I felt like, he needs everything. Like, needs the coolest shoes, needs the cool. What
you're taking away struggle.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I remember recently, just a recent thing. Dog, just a recent thing. Mind you, two Christmases back, I'm taking the PlayStation 5, and I remember giving it to him, but his reaction was not what I thought it would be like. And it hurt me a little bit, but I realized, you bought him something he didn't ask for. You thought because all the other kids are getting PlayStation 5s, he would want it.
And he didn't earn.
But when he said, Dad, I would like to get a Switch, then I got him a Switch, the reaction was
completely different. Yeah, sure.
Now I hold back. I wait for him to start talking about certain things. You know what I mean?
My kids need to, through blood, through sweat, through tears. They earn everything.
There's that too, but also there's certain things where I'm like, I want him to experience certain things that he needs. Because also he's in a space where he's Arsenal, or when he goes to certain houses, he goes to houses where these kids are playing PlayStation, they're swimming, they're doing 1 2 3. So I don't want him to feel left behind. So sometimes I do certain things for him So he's not aware, but he's leveled up, or he's in the same level.
Akajump, Mario already.
But me, I'm calling levelish ground. But certain things he needs to work for it. Like right now, I don't know why, but maybe with age and YouTube, he's got this thing of wanting to go to Botswana. You know what I mean? I'm like, do greater school, my boy. I'll take you to Botswana. We're having that chat today.
Don't worry, I'll connect you.
You know,
that's a whole
I'm like, bro, just give me the best results. You see what you did last year? I just want you to take it out. Because the previous year, he did great at school. But he saw with my reaction, Uguti, I wasn't the happy dad that I was in the previous report. But when he got this report, he could tell, I killed it. And this December, I gave him everything he wanted. I gave him everything he wanted. But now he sees, Uguti, so when I do certain things in a certain way, and I make that proud, this is how things play out.
Can I ask a question?
So now I want him to be addicted to the feeling of working hard and doing great, because the rewards that come with being great are amazing. Yeah. And it's one thing I was telling him the other day when he was doing his homework. I'm like, just because everyone stops at page 5 when you read a book, doesn't mean you also need to stop at page 5. Teach yourself to just go one step further.
You believe in academics?
It's not really an academic thing, but I've realized that when you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. And I want him, because you never know when the test is going to come. So with him also, should life throw a test at him or something happens, I don't want him to feel like,
first time, sing Tugil, sure.
Yeah, sing Tugil. I just want him to always be ready.
Do you ever think about your struggle, real struggle?
Yeah.
Whether you thought about it, thinking about it. Yeah, because we speak about this all the time.
Yeah.
Got you to where you've gotten, the hunger. Because this is my fear for my kids. And it's a real thing. And I speak with the moms all the time. Uguti Tina, we come from real struggle.
True.
For our kids, we almost have to create struggle, and that's where it's got us. Joe Rogan also speaks about this. Uguti, do you ever fear, Uguti, there is a 9-year-old who comes from the same, dark seat, who's going to go through the same challenges, who's going to take your son's lunch?
It's the way you...
Because you came. Here's the thing about Joburg. Joburg is a city. It's Vegas. It is everyone who's not from here who makes it.
Yeah, sure.
What it is. It's very, very rare where you get the AKAs of the world.
Yeah.
A lot of the guys that come here have this bloodthirsty hunger, and they have because I look at my kids, sports, I had the talent, you call it blessings. I played A-team everything my whole life. It was just, and I watch my kids play for like the D's, bro. And I don't put pressure. I really don't. And anyone can say I don't shout. I go and I clap hands and I'm that dad, And I watch them and I go, no one put pressure on me, but there was that drive. Uguti, it's A-team or bust. And not even because it's A-team or bust. I need to be the best player in the A-team. Academically, I need to be in the top 10 of the grade. There was just that, I need to wake up at 3 o'clock and walk 45 minutes to, there was that. And I watch my kids lying upside down on the couch, watching YouTube, or PewDiePie, while eating, them throwing each other with marshmallows and Cocoa Pops. And I go...
But that's a you problem, not a them problem.
No, I don't know. I need to exercise you. So exercise you. I'm trying to create the best that I can do.
Yes.
Without over-parenting, without over-compensating. I'm just trying to do the best that I can do.
One thing I learned, I don't know if it's the Japanese or the Chinese, the first 8 years of Umdana, they just need to learn the core things of Impilo. You know what I mean? Like, please, thank you, clean your room, nan. Those things before you start putting the pressure of academics, do this, do that, nan. Because once you start doing that, then they don't approach it with the mindset of learning. They approach it with the mindset of fear. And I think now with my son, and I'm fortunate that I have a wife who sees left when I see right. Because sometimes I could go a bit hard and she says, he's still a baby. You know what I mean? But because
I struggle with that.
I struggle with that because when you look at him, he looks big. So I feel like awulaleli. My wife is like, he's like toned down. He's a baby.
And umjita.
So and I'll say how I father with my daughter is going to be different to how I father with my son. She turns 2 this year.
Beautiful.
And with my son, and I remember because now we're starting to have real chats. You know,
Don't you think it's crazy that him at 9, there's certain things that at 8, he wouldn't be able to walk one day that you did.
And I never want him. I never want him.
No. I'm not saying should. I'm saying could. Because I look at my kids.
Yeah.
And we had the biggest fight with the old lady around hot chocolate. This was like a couple of years ago. When I say it was a huge fight, I'm saying it was a massive fight. Because when I was 5 years old, I used to go home, at 5. And I remember my son at that time was like 8. And I was like, no, go boil water and go make yourself hot chocolate. And it became something huge. And I was like, in my mind, this is how it was playing. The things that I was doing at age 5 of boiling water by myself, we saying, for them, hot chocolate is it's not a meal. It's a put some mini marshmallow.
It's not a thing.
You know, and I was like, why are we denying him this challenge? Because of a fear that he might. We here. We did these things. You walked. There was no mom and dad walking with you. At 3, you were by yourself.
Yeah.
And now we're saying we don't even want our kids to go through that, even though we are there.
It's because the world they're living in is different to the world we lived in. Ne? And I say that in a sense, Gutim. I don't want myself, reference, I never want to find myself in a situation where I share parts of my upbringing and my son understands.
Why?
No, I mean like, I don't want my son to understand what it's like to experience a broken family, hardship, in a hardship that is similar to what I went through, man. Like, indlala, things that I feel like of my control, of what I can provide you.
Sure.
Accessibility to you.
Yeah.
I always want him to have an experience that I sometimes can live, I can learn through him. Yeah. Like sometimes I don't relate because I never went to a school like he went. I sometimes allow myself, and that's what we don't do as parents, is to learn through our kids so we can unlearn. You know, sometimes we feel like we always gotta tell them. But sometimes when you sit back and you listen to what the kids tell you, it's insane. It's like, I remember the day he asked me, Dad, do you know what's the emergency line in India? I was like, isn't it 911? He's like, no, it's 112. Is that because we generally feel like our kids are not exposed to certain information that could teach us something. And I allow myself sometimes to be surprised by his genius, by his learnings, and some of the stuff that he's consuming, that I can guide him through the information that he's taking in. And he tells me, because I never want him to feel like he can't share some of the stuff that he's hearing. Because what we sometimes create as abobaba, because it's nestunes, it's sabega, some of the things they're scared to tell you because you might react a certain way. So now I'm finding myself learning to not overreact. And I tell him the actual truth. Sure. Because if you do not tell him the actual truth, then he might end up believing that
to be true.
Because when you never gave him room to be vulnerable. You know what I mean? And it starts now, because I feel like we're going through a preteen where, for example, he said the other day, Dad, I want to be just like you. And I'm like, no, son, I never want you to be anything like me. I want you to become better than me. If you can become greater than me, I would have done a great job as a father. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, it will make sense as you grow older.
Sure.
The other day, came back from school, and he was telling me about things that just didn't go well. I was like, when you get older, he went through a situation where he wanted to sit next to his best friend, but there was a friend who was blocking him from sitting next to his best friend, and he started crying. I was like, when you get older, you realize that you don't have to fight for your space.
Sure.
He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, when you get older, it will make sense. So it's also just telling him the truth, but also giving him room to internalize. Because now when I say certain things, it's like, okay, when I get older, I'll understand that. It's now also with the relationship with money, because he now gets a card that he uses at school on Wednesdays and Fridays. There's a day where he was just swiping left, right, and center. And I was like to my wife, let's not instill a sense of fear. Fanele afunde ukuyimanage imali. Because I don't want him to have a relationship where he doesn't allow himself to understand how money works. I don't want him to fear money. I want him to learn what he can do with money, how money can work for him, and how he can save money and spend money at the very same time.
Sure.
And how he's going to learn that is by how he spends the money and how he handles the money. But manje thina maso instill access ukuthi hey imali ayenziwa nje. No.
Yeah, so
then he's not every time akathenga something so no, it's fine, Dad. I'm not going to do that. I never want him to have that relationship with Mali, because when he gets a little bit older, his approach with money must be from a comfortable place of knowing I'm not going to do this with my money, and this is my reason.
It means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there's actual reasoning.
There's actual reason.
I
don't want his reason to be because Dad said 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I mean, some reasoning was because of what I said. Some, not everything. Some. You know, with what you're saying, I've always thought the exact same way. What you're saying, that we're taking away a lot of struggle. And I don't know who I spoke to. They pointed out two things. We come from an era where there was an actual struggle,
Yes.
Via endlini, oledi netayama, yanyiwa, isn't as vibrant. I think the three of us can relate about a split of parents that created some sort of struggle. Isn't as vibrant endlini, I think we can all relate with it. Someone said when I was speaking to them about the exact same question, and they pointed out two things: that life in its purest form will always have a struggle.
Yes.
Whether you put the struggle or not, as the modern parent in 2026, the kid will go through a form of struggle. Ingosako went through the struggle, which I can't chill
Yes, that's a struggle.
That's a struggle. We just underestimate what we all, modern parents all that have this thinking, and I'm changing a little bit. We always want our kids to have the same struggle at the level.
No. I don't want to miss that. I don't want them to, because it will never, even if you try to create it, it will never be.
It will never be that. But we want that maybe not. We want the maybe equal pain to what you felt. It will never be the same struggle standard. I mean, it will never be the same.
Because the world they're living in is totally different to to the world you were exposed to.
Exactly.
I hear you.
It's like the second point was that. Yeah, so the first one is that it will never be the same. No matter what you do, it will never, ever be the same. And then it's like, compared to throughout time, who have to learn on their own about struggles outside of you. They will have to, by themselves, go through whatever. It's like, even if you teach them what you were teaching them, as they get to school, there might be a different opinion. But maybe this is another form of truth, And the second point is the fact that we make the assumption that the struggle that we all went through, every kid makes it out.
No.
So here's listen to my point, is that whatever struggle you went through, you made it out. And the assumption is with these questions
99% didn't.
They didn't. So does that mean that struggle must be felt by everyone? And the answer is no.
Yeah.
What made you upume the way you came out?
And that's the beginning of this whole chat.
Yes.
Was me trying to understand ukuthi not everybody went to that center, LoveLife Center. Not everybody went there.
No, even if they were there, even if there were kids who went there, but the result might not be the same.
So already out of 1,000 kids,
sure,
100 kids went there.
Yeah.
And of the 100 kids, 5 did radio. Sure. And of the 5 kids, did it. Yeah, so I'm trying to study that, because life is patterns. Ne? And the more we understand these patterns, the more we can actually try and educate our kids. Okay. So that's one of the things. When I was a teacher, I was trying to just pick out the patterns, because I was teaching at these elitist schools. And I'd always ask myself, in these spaces where, all the parents are paying 15,000 a month for tuition.
Hectic.
What makes certain kids want to have that drive of picking up the violin, playing the marimba, being first team cricket? Where's the gears ticking? Because it's not everyone whose parents played top level rugby that becomes first team. You find with his parents that never ever touched the basketball, and those kids become. So it's just trying to understand the patterns. What makes a child have grit? What makes a child want to work? What makes them have that thing of, I'm in Cape Town, there's the Malay Bunda all over, but I still want more. Those are the patterns that I'm trying to pick up and learn and figure out, and I've realized sometimes as parents, we are way off because when you actually chat to the kids, as you were saying, you pick up certain things and you go, oh snap, I thought it was this.
I did something else.
Something else.
Sure.
I thought that you wanted to get into music or get into playing soccer because of this. God, it's because of something totally left field.
Sure.
So give me, it's just constantly trying to learn that. Not to go to, I want to, when I am eating tea for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And with the point that you're mentioning, it's because sometimes, Tina, we think, okay, cool. You like the rugby, you like soccer, and you're exposed to these things.
Sure.
And the wife was exposed to, then it must be something there. And I say that because the other day, he comes home. The wife is big on expose them to as much as we can at a very young age, from traveling to anything. Expose them to stuff. Let them feel. Let them touch. Let them fall. Let them feel it, and then let them make up their minds whether they want to do it or not. But sometimes I think we expose them from a place of what we are aware of. But when you put them to certain schools based on the people that they chat to, there's certain things that start speaking to them that we are not aware of that they might like.
Sure.
So randomly, the other day we get an email that says he made it to a choir. Then we're like, this boy sings?
Shy baraton.
Shy
bass. Yeah.
And when he came home, we sat him down and we celebrated the moment. We're like, you made the choir? Congratulations. It was a big deal because he made a decision for himself where he pulled himself away from whatever situation, whatever was happening in his world, in his struggle.
Yep.
And he put himself forward. He said, oh, there's a choir auditions. I'm going to go. And for me, that is something we sometimes need to instill in our kids is put yourself in positions that speak to you. Because when he did that, but I'm not going to lie,
you're lucky that your 9-year-old is the oldest.
No, for me, it also speaks to...
Sorry, it's a very personal thing. Sorry, it's very, very personal.
Yeah.
Because we'll talk offline about this, about the choir thing.
Yeah. Sure.
Because Natik Figendlin was so much celebration, and then the oldest one just fucked it up for everyone.
Yeah.
We'll talk offline.
Jeez.
I know.
You relate.
Yeah, I can relate.
Yeah. But it was a beautiful... For me, it was one of those moments
100%.
where I'm like... Dog, you saw an opportunity, it spoke to you, and you said, I'm going to do it. Because we've watched so many movies where boys that sing would always be looked at type of way. But he pulled himself away from, probably it was basketball practice or whatever. And from his own struggle. And he did it. And we celebrate those moments.
Yeah, I've realized struggle will always be there.
Yeah.
It will always be there.
What I'm trying to do that I didn't get is to extract the lessons and the learnings from those struggles. So, my biggest frustration with the PlayStation story, what we did, the boys wanted a PlayStation, great. So I did 50 chores that they needed to do in order to get a PlayStation. Perfect. Do these things 100% by the time you get there. And for me, it was about that moment when they get to chore number 40, chore number 45. I thought it was that. They got to chore number 35 and then they just, not even number 25 and they just stopped. And I was like, and now? Because I could see that the drive isn't there. And they're like, no, Oledi got us a PlayStation. I was like, what? Oledi? And I had to go, and I was like, Oledi, what's happening? Yambula. And she said, and Oledi, because Oledi, they were trying, they did their thing, And I was just like, you know what? I can, so I
And
did.
you know what you're saying is crazy. The old lady is being the old lady.
The old lady is being an old lady.
Old lady, Ntwana. And
You know.
that's the most important thing.
So like it's like there's that disconnect sometimes because I see it as you said what your wife's saying. Sometimes you might be too hard.
Yeah.
Because na ute they've been at it. Because again, it's not a list that you're gonna do it over.
Yeah.
You're not gonna get it done over a weekend.
Yeah.
I can tell you for now.
You're talking about 6 months.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while.
It's gonna take a while.
Yeah.
Because I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, this is gonna be like their moment. That's Will Smith building the wall moment. After because there's 3 of them and they have to work together in order to one. But already just claps.
Yeah.
Hands. And I was just like, are you taking away their struggle? Are you making them lose something? And then with time, I had to realize and manage myself.
Yeah.
It's not always going to be like that. There's going to be so many things along your father is Usabelo.
Yeah.
The door's going to get opened for you with certain things.
Yeah.
Or your father is Usabelo and the door's going to get closed for you.
Yes. It's a fact.
And they will have to deal with that. Because you didn't have to deal with having that as a shadow. You didn't have to live under that shadow in your space. You could build it from yourself. Now they will have to deal with that.
Yeah.
And funny enough, for some of us, that's what we've always aspired to. Like for me, it's one of those things which I saw what the kids at Kasi who are born in certain families just affected to Babako.
Usbanban.
People react a certain way. You're like, you know what? One day it would be nice. That's.
But no one speaks about those people whose doors are closed because of Baba Kusbanban.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. When you said that, it kind of that's why some of these kids hide who their parents are.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Know, like no, I'm not going. No, my dad is so.
Penson, no AMAGENTS, no Tuganai.
There's many spaces where like we won't share certain aspects because we just want them to be them.
Sure. You have to.
Because again, we don't know Guti. Will it close doors? Will it open doors? Will it? Because now they unfairly in the A team because of Usbanbani or whatever the whatever the influence, especially with some of these schools. So you end up just keeping quiet.
Yeah.
You end up not. I saw Eskele. Sorry to name drop. This is gonna sound so awkward. Julia's sitting in the parking lot. And I'm driving. I'm walking past. I'm like, oh. No, Malem. And then you have to start thinking,
You can't go in there, Chief.
and you start thinking,
He cannot
he's
go
a
in there.
father,
Yeah.
and he has all rights,
Yeah.
and he should, by all rights, be in that space with his kids.
He can't.
Unfortunately, at that specific
it could
event,
change
He
everything.
cannot.
at that event, it wasn't like a general parents, what. At that specific event, if he had been there, it would have changed the environment, and then the focus no longer
It's about
is about the kids.
Dude, it's not even about the kids.
It now
the
becomes
whole
on-
school.
Chief, no, it's not that type of vibe. We wouldn't be in the whole school.
I mean in the sense of how the demeanor of the teachers changes already.
No,
the
but the
impact
teachers
even
no,
on
but,
your
but
other
I'm
kids
saying
as
for that
well.
event, it was too small. It was a very
Okay,
obviously
sure.
Hey, Chief, the teachers were teaching Mandela's kids. Who are you?
Okay, I understand about the
in
event
those
you're speaking
environments,
about.
the teachers know very well how to
to behave.
manage. Even the parents, they very well. But it was at a certain time.
Sure.
It was a very political. Right now with the commissions that are happening, certain names are more.
Yeah.
So when they find themselves in a space, Tino's like, oh, weird. Hey,
Sure.
because it's in the trend njengamanje. And I was watching and I was just like, this is messed up. This is so messed up because as a father, this is what we live for. You came here, now you have to say to your wife, she must go and handle this thing, but you want to be in that space. You want to ask, you want to see, you want to clap hands, you want to whistle for your child.
Yeah.
But should you do that right now? And that's the challenge that it speaks about. Because now that child has to carry that.
Yeah.
And that's a form of struggle.
Yeah. That's a form of struggle.
Yeah. Itamalako limnandi, they can afford any school in Africa, Chief. Whether it's 100,000
But itama lakho is
Eh,
uprayina bana. And when are you just not that good at rugby?
Yeah, one of that.
You just not talented. And with the
It's your own. Yeah.
But isn't
Look
that
at-
scary for you guys, where your success can shadow your child, where the fact that your success will always be pressure, whether they like it or not. They will always be reminded, good, your dad did. Even though they're not trying to move that direction, they're just trying to do their own thing.
I've seen so many kids crash and burn because of that. And that's why it's so important, as you said, Guti, having those conversations. Let them see the Superman and the Clark Kent.
Yes.
Because once they can see both of those things, as they get older, they get to manage that.
Yeah.
So as much as you're a success and that shadow will get there, the earlier they get to prep for that, the earlier they get to prep for that, the earlier they get to find their path. And I think in today's time, it's so, we want to build ourselves so that it's easier for our kids without understanding what is sometimes that, the other side of the coin.
I'm not going to lie, I've never thought about the other side of the coin until this conversation.
It's there.
Yeah. Because there are people who are envious of you and they will use your kid to get to you.
Yeah, easy.
You know, you see it in the movies, but now that you say, you're like,
You see it on the sports ground. You see it with coaches. You're like, and now, and my child, what's happening?
Do you know, I watch a lot of Formula One. You look at Mick Schumacher. His father's Michael Schumacher. The boy is struggling, Chief.
And Lapo, if his father wasn't Michael,
struggling.
He would be amazing.
It's going to, I think, the second year without a team now.
But I'm saying, let's
It's
assume
like-
his father's not Michael. How successful would that individual be?
Yeah.
Think of LeBron James, Bronny Jr. If his father was not LeBron, he'd be so successful because he'd be bubbling under in the NBA. Bubbling under in the NBA is huge, bro.
Yeah.
Because you're still a multi-millionaire. You know, in your own right, you're still successful in your own right. Just because you're not in the top 100 players.
Yeah.
But you're in the top 200. That's huge, bro.
Sure.
But it's
That's
just
massive,
unfortunate
bro.
that your dad is number one.
Like, what do you do?
So it's the same thing, Guti. Inganega Usain Bolt is the fastest person in Kingston, for example.
Yeah.
But he's not the fastest person in Jamaica. Now he's a loser. Let alone in the world.
Yo, the world. When Olapetembi is just a small township in Jentwan.
Yeah, one. So much
crazy.
Intoniako is there and he's doing the graveyard shift at KFM. That's proper. That's a proper deal.
And also if he did it by himself, but the problem is that if he goes the same route I took, then he's probably trying to follow in my footstep.
But let's say that's just his love. And
That's
his
the thing.
ceiling is
that
graveyard shift on KFM. That's his ceiling. That in any world is success.
Yeah.
In any world, that is success.
compare it to
But did you see
your
how the
story?
dad reacted?
But unfortunately for you,
It's
because
like,
of
yo,
he
man.
needs to own,
Yeah.
not just KFM, Prime Media, he needs to own that. Yeah, one. And there's that pressure that is coming from the world.
Because the purpose of every dad in fact is to see their kid make it.
Yeah.
But we all have limitations.
And be better than the dad.
Yes.
man.
There's gonna be
That is
limitations.
the thing.
Or he
the
branches
thing.
into his own world and he becomes a lawyer, ne? And he has a ceiling in whatever that space is.
Yeah.
And you're like,
I mean, so on the ceiling.
guys, we need to call it quits.
But
Let's
I
remember
just
the
want to
true
ask
love.
something. Sorry. Oh.
Babe.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, we're still
Siyaqeda,
talking.
siyaqeda.
Sesiyaqeda manje.
Siyaqeda.
Sesiyaqeda manje.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Oh, baby.
Hey, baby. Yeah, baby.
The wife. Okay, now you're on camera, baby.
That was fast. You know what I want to as a closing thing, something to throw on the table. Whether you're co-parenting or you're still with the old lady in the same, the wife in the same house and the kid, how do you find the balance of raising ingos? Because as I'm realizing that whether you're co-parenting and you've divorced or you're not with a partner, you still face the same issues of how to parent. Because my nending was telling us, uyawa. For instance, like, just get up. The mom is crying. No, but you mele. Or Ingane is jumping on the bed. For you, it's like, no, jump on the bed, man. I'm here. You'll be safe. Was you already? You must not even jump on the bed in the first place. Because when I'm not sure, you might do the same thing, young John. So I'm trying to figure out, how do you balance that? What you think is right for the kid and what the old lady thinks is right for the kid?
It's a beautiful question, man.
Because I struggle with that. That's why I'm throwing it there.
But it's an art and a science, bro.
Yeah.
No, Nyabu, that's why I'm putting it out there with this man.
Can I try and go for it?
No problem.
Go
sir.
for it.
To all the parents, guys, there's no fucking blueprint.
Hey, Maru Mama thinks her one is a blueprint.
It's okay.
Women think their parenting is there. Correct parenting.
And so they should.
They should.
Yeah, but it's a female thing.
Yeah.
But the reality, guys, so that people can sleep at night, there's no blueprint, bro. Because there's people that drop out of school in grade 4 and they become the president of the fucking country. There's no fucking blueprint. There's people that are walking at age 8 through Mchondolo at 3 a.m. And they become the number 1 DJ in the country. Yeah. There's no blueprint, bro. Okay. There's no blueprint at all. So this thing of us having this arrogance of thinking, Singati, Tina, our parenting technique is a fact. That if my child goes to that school or wears this or eats this, it's a fact that they will be the best ever.
But I'm trying to figure out for you, endlini. What is the kid
So
okay, cool. That's how you balance it.
Yeah. You know, I even shared this on radio as a spiritual alignment.
Are you religious like that?
The spiritual alignment is not even a religious segment. I always say this. I'm a positive driven person. Yeah. And the spiritual alignment is not linked to any holy scripture.
Got you.
The spiritual alignment at times will be linked to a God, because I believe like as much as some people might not believe in any religious group, but we believe there's a higher power.
Sure.
Most people, even when you listen to it, I'll never make reference to any scripture. But I believe that as a people, sometimes we just need a whisper. That you can do it. You're not the only one who's going through it. Today is better than yesterday. Yeah. And because I'm doing breakfast, I just believe that as a people, sometimes you just need a small reason to try again or to wake up and give it a shot. And that's why that message exists. And I shared this alignment. I was like, the other day I came home and there were scribbles on the wall. Because my daughter's about to go into the crazy twos. And instead of getting crazy, I smiled. I was like,
that's me.
We here now.
I take pictures of it.
I wish the scribbles. I wish the scribbles are a stone to your car.
No, I take pictures.
I wish the scribbles.
For me, it's an art.
Doc, I haven't painted over it. I haven't tried to remove it.
Yeah, because it's a crayon.
Yeah.
He got a big heart on the side of his car. And at that time, I think he was driving like a black Beamer or something. Yeah. And my beautiful fucking niece just put like a huge heart on the side of this thing. I can't wait for that to happen to you.
No, but still, even when it happens, I'm like, there's beauty in that, because it means whatever's happening is supposed to happen. And I remember with my son, I was angry. I was furious. I kept painting, and because it was the first time I'm being a dad.
Oh, snap. Yeah.
So that experience, that's what I'm saying to the parents watching this, sometimes 2 is better than 1.
Yeah.
Because the second one teaches you things you could have missed in the first one, and you know how to be gentle.
3 is better than 2.
I hear that, and back on my mind, it wouldn't be a bad idea.
Yeah.
It's just in Cyril's economy.
I've got scribbles from number 1 that are still on my walls.
And there's beauty in that.
It's beautiful for me. Because I get to see him, because he's in grade 5. Yeah. And I say, I'll wait. He will have to clean and paint that shit.
Yeah.
On my fridge even.
Yeah.
There's stone scratches from number 3. And number 3 sees it and I go, bitch.
But also to add to your point,
sure.
Even if we call parenting as parents, for as long as you are good, the kids will be good. But let us not use the kids to get to each other. If when you're trying to get a certain point across, from done to understand, do not now go behind my back and let them do the things I'm telling them not to do. Let's align. Let's align with listening. I'm going to say before he goes to school, he must polish his shoes. Now, don't be getting the helper to polish the shoes.
Yeah.
You're taking away from the lesson. You know what I mean? So for as long as...
And there's some days where the helper can
help.
Yeah, there's certain days.
Certain days. But let us try and find ways where I play my role, you play your role. And sometimes we... And I say that because in the house, I've realized that my son is very vulnerable with his mom. And I sometimes get insight from the mom, what's happening with him. Then I know how to react. You know what I mean? There's sometimes he tells me things, and then I tell the wife, and then we know how to deal with it. It's a teamwork thing. Is that, okay, hey, kwenzakala so. And I think that's how balance can also be created in Lean, is that let's just keep each other posted. This is what I told him. So please just be wary. Like sometimes the wife would tell me, hey, when he went for school this morning, I saw, just check when you pick him up, if he's still the same way. Yeah, well.
Oh, you do pickups?
I do pickups, she does the drop-offs. Because sometimes you pick him up and maybe he lost for example, Maskala this term, he lost his blazer, he lost his hat. And I was a typical dad, I was mad. And she was like, relax.
Relax.
That's why she's big on naming these things.
Oh, and
I'm not going to lie, dog. When I started,
I'm shy.
Then I went to a basketball game and I heard the other parents go, then I started feeling like, I went to my boy, I was like, you know what, son, you've been doing very well. I'm proud of you.
Sure.
Because now I realize my guilt. Another situation, Ingosi, my daughter, she's busy taking out my crayons and she's writing all over at Spur. And it's whoa, don't do that. She goes to school, they say she's advanced, she's grown, now she wants to use crayons to color. It means her brain is what. Then I realize that sometimes we hold our kids back.
We do.
By saying, no, don't do this. But in actual fact, they're growing the way they're supposed to be growing. They are moving into the next level.
You guys are rich. You guys are going to Spur.
Dog. Hey, dog is pay up.
It has become expensive.
Do you know when we realized?
And that's my favorite spot.
That's my come on, look at your boy. I'm there all the fucking time.
When that new birthday song comes out,
I'm there.
Happy birthday to you.
My man, Spur, come on, look at this. Give us some vouchers. Get us some. You're going to make it wallet and shit. Come on,
bro. I got the app on my phone.
My man. They need to look after us.
Don't play,
bro. We have held Spur like this, bro.
I love it.
That's my favorite.
That's my job,
I love
bro.
it, dog. But I should know the ribs there are everything, bro. Give me those ribs and wings any day.
Me the wings, man.
Those onion rings. Onion rings.
Oh wow. Give me that mohawk meal, man. That warrior.
Saturday. This is Penson.
But thank you for this chat, and I say this to Amachita, sometimes we need these conversations because you never knew you needed it until you step out of it. You're like, I needed that.
Yeah. Closing remarks from your side?
Thank you, man.
This was nice, man. This was nice. I don't have any closing remarks. Sometimes it's great to be reminded that you're not the only one who's going through it. Because the only difference with me is that whatever I do, a lot of people are watching.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Fact. But when you meet Amanyamachi that are going through the very same thing, you realize that the only difference is a platform. Yes. Mine has many eyeballs, and you can fail and no one can say anything. It's just when I fail in public. Yeah. And when I say things, some people might judge me about it, but you can say the very same thing and people just move on with the next. But you probably say the same
same thing.
It's just that the reaction is going to be different from different sides. But yeah, it's one of those chats when you sit back and you reflect. You're like, it's not one of those interviews when I leave. I'm gonna be like, yo, what did I say? Yo, I'm gonna be worried about the promos. But there's more positives.
That's what you said about your nails.
You know what I mean? My nails will be like this, dog, forever. You know what I mean?
Kulera. For me, it's the steez, boy.
Come on.
It is what it is, Joe.
It is what it is, and else can't stay dead, dog.
If you're still gonna be one of those men in 2026 that thinks people
check wena ukhupha amathuna wena ngale ama-gorilla fingers akho.
Cabanga ukuthi ngoba spend inzipho zethu, then you determine our sexuality over this. Unenkinga eningi.
Yeah, you do it.
Unenkinga eningi, dog. Unenkinga eningi, dog. Unenkinga eningi, Joe. Amachita going for facials. Amachita exploring their soft side.
It was getting more comments. I can't wait.
Mina Joe anginandaba, Joe. Anginandaba, Joe. Yazi namachita amaningi, Joe. Like they're spending money ngamabia every single weekend. Go for a spa.
Yes.
Go for a spa.
This time ngenzipho. Then get usabela.
I mean angangena bafethu. Yazi into engikhala ngisho. I remember having a conversation with this with someone that if you trace it way back njengamazulu, bekunabo malume masikhula beshaya ama-SKL.
Sure.
Bebe
Makako.
Yabo?
Yeah.
So it's always been there. It's just that what's happening now is that Tina, we kind of like elevate it a little bit more. Sesifaka amakhala-khala, sesenza. So amanye amachita asabayo. Azosibiza ngamagama.
Nifaka amabheshu.
Nadaba mina.
Like
The dress.
two
Is the dress, ne?
Sibali.
Essentially.
Ntwana into one boy.
Alright.
Fake dress next week.
But mina, intuthulo zami manje izovela.
Zofake and
If it's August now, then there's just different sizes. Uyayibuka uyayixeka. Okusalayo. Yezosebenza ayitotolozi. Bathi ngcono wena totolozi kuba nenqatiza so you choose. Banenqatiza hayi. Go with flow, hayi go with flow.
You have anything to say, brother? Ukraine. All right. Tipser.
No. It was a dope chat, man. What I like about this platform is that you can just relax, man.
Yeah.
That's what I love about it. And I think every time we have a guest, because Kapasi shall see two or no
Sure. Yeah.
Whenever we have a guest, they always leave you like in fit. This was nice, man. It doesn't feel like if into formal. And I think we need to continue with that. Because I think it opens up another side to the guest.
I think for me, sorry, you're done.
I'm done, sir.
I think for me, I had my own, you know, that thing where you have your own reasons why you want someone. And for me, it was like with Tusabelo, it was from when we started chatting at that Grootmans what. And I was like, there's more here.
Sure.
Here there's more. It reminds us of when we were speaking with Ulebu, DJ Naves. There's more here.
Sure.
Yeah. And we're like, no. I think society have... But they see the
boxed
talent.
you guys, man.
They've boxed them.
Yeah.
And now it's almost like you're a product.
Yes.
And they don't... And for us, with AMAGENTS, we want a space where whoever's watching... Because now Intwana is going to relate so much more than they already did. It's going to be a touch of, whether they're relating from a timer side, because they're like, oh shit, we fuck with that.
Exactly.
Whether relating from the hardship, whether relating from the family guy, because you spoke about your mom, your dad, your siblings, you spoke about Antu Akefraid, you spoke about uncle George Koch. Can you see how much of a family man this guy is? There's so much, and I'm like, yes, sis, this is exactly what we needed from Musabs. This is exactly what we needed.
Before we close, Mlotshwa, I whenever we speak to guests, I'm a guest popular. Can you just ring an AMAGENTS how to get into the industry and what they should do?
That's another hour, bro.
No. Look. In fact, you know what's the thing, man, is that it's such a typical question. But I know guys were struggling. No Mtimbana asking the very same thing. Because in fact, we need to think beyond Minanao and not Dube. There's a guy out there. No. All I'm saying is, in fact, it will be a missed opportunity to ask the question that every single person. Okay. For you and I, it's such an obvious thing because it's like, it's well, an industry has maintenance rights and whatever. But please, man, it's a typical question. I get it. Yeah. But I understand that there's a kid out there that will always be like, why don't you ask him?
Yeah.
Because people want that opportunity. 2 seconds. Sure.
It's something I say all the time. I think funny. Like, as much as the internet was a thing, it wasn't as big as it is now. Like, literally now you can start your own. I see some kids online doing their own TikTok radios and doing their own thing. Start with what you have.
Thank you. And
this whole thing of you thinking, what's my views I 10, my views I 12. I was hosting Sanel's listening session yesterday, and there's something he always mentions whenever he does interviews is that...
Who's this?
Sanel musician.
Yes, okay.
I see. Some of these kids will DM him and say that they want to sing, but when you go to their timeline, there's no video of them singing.
Thank you.
Post videos of yourself doing what you say you can do. Because there's someone out there who's going to see that work and they're going to see your potential. And these days, if you, for example, want to be on radio, do your links, post your links, tag these people, and you'll never know what could come out of that. And stop nyatsering community radio, stop nyatsering all these platforms. It's great that you want to be on Metro. It's beautiful. It took me 16 years to get into Metro. 16 years.
That's a lot.
So I'm not saying it's also going to take you 16 years. But if you post your work, you'll never know. Your story could be different to mine. You can post, see, I can see it, or Kina can see it, and be like, actually, as in, that's what we need. But they will never know what they need until they hear it or they see it. Sure. So post those videos. And
be
to
an extra in that show.
Be an extra on that show.
Be an intern.
And something I always say to other guys is that find a way to be in the room. Something that I did a lot was get a way to be in the room. If I know what you got a certain thing, a show that you do, simple thing I always say, there is no show. If someone is doing graveyard, I'm gonna produce. But if you can find that guy who's doing graveyard and say, listen, Goodman, can I please produce a show? Can I help produce? Can I come shadow? Dog, I graveyard for years. Being in a studio. If anyone had reached out and said, dog, I know you got some gigs, you're handling one. Can I just help with producing? Dog, just find a way in. I was probably going to say yes. Uyang says a producer, you in the room, now you start meeting people. So many people move in and out of the studio. I say that all the time when I do these things. You be chilling, shaya mo 12 ekseni, nyalinka, usbuwa ngena ufuna ukuspanisa itoilete, avaye, azongrunta, athi yo dog, shibantu, azimfanele umuntu ngishayela entertainment, kwenzakala so, akasafunu, uhleli la wena.
Yes.
Find yourself in the room, because when you're in the room, opportunities will always find a way to introduce themselves to you. So ask Amachita, can I come shadow you? Can I come see you do your thing? Can I offer to produce? Can I make yourself a tool? Make yourself available, and you'll be surprised.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, on that. That's
Sebo.
beautiful. That's beautiful. All right.
Tangos, thank you.
My gents, we're out.
Nyazo ufuna ungena radio nozobamba ama laptop wami lapha.
Ngizongena ku-pod.